but it's okay. We got your back for the next 3 hours. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Craig.
You are ready to go, girl.
I'm ready to go. Listen, Craig Solomon is definitely going to put me through my paces this morning. I'm so excited to get into some sort of fitness. I think often we're behind our screens, we're at our desk, and it's nice to just start the morning off moving a little bit.
The sedentary lifestyle will catch us, so you've got to make sure that you keep moving. And I love the fact that, you looked at the session you had yesterday. The mobility is on peak. Good. It's consistency, and that's what Carissa is teaching me at the moment. And then we are going to be catching up with Carla Thea, who's just dropped her powerful new single. She is so excited to be here. Up to the Sky.
Oh, I love that.
That's where she's going to take us in the most beautiful, emotional way possible.
I'm excited. It is a Wednesday, which means, of course, we've got to roll up our sleeves for a sweet masterclass in Baking 101. And one of my favorite people is going to join us, cake artist Jay Miller. He's going to show us how to create a mouth-watering, listen to this, kusista cake.
Never.
I've never seen this.
You never did.
I want to taste that so bad.
Okay, that looks amazing. I hope they're not expecting us to emulate that. We've got Jay. It's okay.
Exactly.
We'll be fine. He is so good. Plus, we're going to wrap things up with a quick round of the biggest entertainment news you need to know. So let's dive in. In fact, the best part of the conversation is your part of the conversation. So let's give you that platform right now and turn to the socials. And this is what we want to hear from you guys this morning. Healthy living looks different for everyone. I really got this after the show yesterday, talking about nutrition. How do you make it work for you? Is it a balance? Is it nutrition? Is it the holistic view of life? Is it your kids? Is it your fitness? Is it your movement? What is the key? Let us know if you've had some breakthroughs. Maybe you're inspired to break through that next barrier. Let us know. 063 036 9649 is our WhatsApp line. Drop us a voice note. Sing us a song. I don't care. And if you've got any questions for Jay, especially in the baking space, that's the number to use. As always, hashtag Expresso Show for the rest of the day, because we want to know what you're talking about. But let's give you a couple of talking points right now with those news and sporting headlines, and then we're back in the kitchen.
Thank you so much, G-Man. 2 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let's get into those national news headlines first, where the Department of Basic Education has deployed over 200,000 assistant teachers to ease teachers' heavy workloads. Now, this follows a Stellenbosch University study showing 70% of teachers are stressed by administrative duties, leaving less time for lesson planning and support. SATU agrees that educators are overstretched, especially in overcrowded classrooms. Now, while progress is underway, challenges persist, especially in under-resourced provinces like Limpopo and the Eastern Cape. The department, operating on a 33 billion rand budget, hopes to improve support and retention. In other local news, on Earth Day 2025, Minister Dion George reflected on South Africa's environmental progress, vowing to protect biodiversity and ramp up renewables. Highlighting solar and wind expansion, George praised Cape Town's climate transparency and backed Eskom's accountability on emissions. His department's wins include a court case to save African penguins and steps to combat poaching and plant theft. He also stresses the importance of water management in a changing climate, aligning national efforts with international climate agreements as well as sustainability goals. In your international news-making headlines, Ghana's President John Mahama has suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokoronu, triggering a first in the country's history, rather. An inquiry has begun into 3 undisclosed petitions alleging misconduct, possibly warranting her removal. Now, Chief Justices hold strong job security under Ghana's constitution, so the move has sparked widespread debate. Tokoronu, appointed in 2023, is Ghana's 3rd female Chief Justice. She has not commented yet, but must respond to a 5-member committee before any final decision is made on her future on the bench. Meanwhile, thousands of mourners are converging on Rome ahead of Pope Francis's funeral that happens on Saturday. The Vatican confirmed that the service will be held outside St. Peter's Basilica at 10 a.m. Now, the 88-year-old Pope passed away on Monday from a stroke as well as a heart failure. His body lies in the Casa Santa Marta Chapel, soon to be moved for public viewing. Dignitaries, including US President Trump, French President Macron, and UK's Prince William, will attend. Massive crowds are expected to swell St. Peter's Square from Friday onwards. And closing off your first bit of news with this story where Spotify's 2024 report reveals a chart-topping year for African music, with South African and Nigerian artists earning record-breaking royalties and capturing hearts worldwide. With local stars like Tyler alongside Nigeria's Burna Boy and Iris Star helped catapult Amapiano and Afrobeats into those global playlists. Now, South African musicians earned 400 million rand in royalties, while Nigerian artists took home a staggering 3.77 billion rand. Beyond international success, homegrown support soared especially for music in indigenous languages. Now, Spotify says over 1 billion first-time listeners tuned into the sounds from both countries. As African artists collaborate and compete for global accolades, the rhythm of the continent is louder, it's richer, and definitely more irresistible than ever before. We'll definitely know it's on our playlist this morning. Tyler, Water, Please is definitely what I want to get kick-started with. So where we leave your 6 o'clock news, let's get into some sporting headlines. Here's Gray with the latest.
Before we send our little royalties check off to Tyler, let's look at another South African shining at the moment. In fact, a few in the IPL. But let's focus on Aiden Markram and a brilliant all-round performance. But it wasn't enough as the Lucknow Super Giants fell to the Delhi Capitals by 8 wickets yesterday. So Markram top scored with 52 and then took 2 for 30. But Delhi chased down 160 pretty comfortably in the end, led by KL Rahul's 57 not out, and then Abhishek Paul's 51. Despite a strong start from Lucknow, Delhi's dominance in the chase, sealing a crucial victory with 13 balls to spare. Now we turn to rugby and a massive blow to the Stormers, with veteran flanker Dion Fourie now ruled out for the rest of the season. That was after suffering a broken tibia. The injury, confirmed by forwards coach Rito Hlungwane, comes at a crucial stage of the campaign, obviously with just a few games left. While his on-field leadership will be missed, Fourie will continue mentoring rising talent like Paul de Villiers off the field, and they'll certainly need his cool head. Now we turn to tennis, and Naomi Osaka's Madrid Open campaign ended in the first round, surprisingly after a hard-fought 6-4, 2-6, 6-4 loss to Italy's Lucia Bronzetti. Now still finding her rhythm clearly after a very long layoff, Osaka showed glimpses of her best, but couldn't maintain the momentum. Bronzetti capitalized, and she now faces up to American world number 5, Madison Keys, in round 2. Madison Keys very much in form at the moment. And we move on to football, and Matheus Nunes scored a dramatic stoppage time winner to secure a 2-1 victory for Manchester City over the very high-flying Aston Villa. Bernardo Silva's early strike was equalised by Marcus Rashford's penalty, but then Nunes' late goal lifted City to 3rd in the Premier League table once again, now boosting their Champions League hopes. So obviously, it's going to be a tussle right down to the finish line, and we love it. That's where we leave our sport for now. Albeit we'll take a fitness turn in just a moment, so you can get your fitness gear on. But let's first see what the weather has in store for us today.
Thanks, G-Man. Let's get into the weather for the first time this morning, where a rare autumn snowfall is expected in parts of South Africa this week as a powerful cut-off low weather system moves across the country. Now, snow is forecast over the Drakensberg in Lesotho and high-lying areas of KwaZulu-Natal and the Eastern Cape. Now, the system will also bring a sharp drop in temperatures, heavy rain and severe thunderstorms. Flooding, hail and infrastructure risks are expected in the Free State, KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, Northern Cape and the Northwest. The South African Weather Service has also issued a level 1 to level 5 warnings, with the system set to clear by Saturday. Visit the South African Weather Service website for a detailed forecast so that you definitely know exactly what is coming your way. Well, what's coming away right now is that sunrise view of the hour, and representing Durban in the best way is Gary. Look at that absolutely beautiful unfolding of our Wednesday morning. Gary, I think this definitely tops the week as being the best sunrise view so far. I mean, the horizon with the ocean meeting the sky and the clouds just being a little bit moody, but definitely clearing the way for the rest of our Wednesday makes me feel like it's going to be okay. 21 degrees is what you can expect on your side of the world, Gary, as we delve into the rest of the country's temperatures. And remember that new WhatsApp line on 063 036 9649 is how you can get your pictures through to us. We look forward to it.
are with a sunrise view like that, you might be inspired to get up and get out and move, but I don't want you to leave your room. You can do it all in the kind of 2 meters around you. In fact, don't stray too far from your kitchen. We are doing something special. Tokers and survivors.
Oh, I love it. That's
peanut
what we
butter.
used to call it.
Exactly. Raul explained exactly, okay? And whether you call it peanut butter and jam, PB&J, whatever it is, we are ramping it up and turning it into overnight oats.
Yummy.
Yummy.
Okay, I'm going to work really hard so that I can earn some of that because Craig Solomon is here and we're definitely going to wake up in the best way on this Wednesday. We're halfway to the weekend and as you know, it's going to be another long weekend, so we definitely want to make sure that you're feeling your best self as soon as it approaches. Exercise sorted, food sorted.
Yeah.
I think
feel like
we're
we're
good to
paying
go.
our long weekend tax today. We
Yes,
got
we
you
are.
covered, man. We'll see you on the other side.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, it is. And when we say feel good, we mean that we're going to get kick-started on the best of notes with the best foot forward as well, because we're focusing on a quick and effective wake-up routine to kickstart your day the right way, okay? With busy schedules and we know long hours at the desk just typing away, starting your routine and your morning with the right movement can definitely boost some energy and improve mobility, which you saw yesterday, and set the tone for the day ahead. So that's exactly why we brought in our PT Craig Solomon, who joins us in studio to guide us through an energizing morning routine. Craig, welcome. You did mention we're going to do a warm-up and then we're going to get into it, right? All right, so where do we begin on this Wednesday?
So we're just going to start with some blood flow.
Okay.
We want to get some rhythm going into the bloodstream, into the heart rate, right? So what you're going to do is just going to do some pogo hops. You're going to just have your hands here on your hips for me. And just going to tap on your toes without bending your knees. Okay?
Oh, we're starting strong.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's not strong. That's just light work. This is light
This
work.
is
Cool.
light work.
Let's get
All
into
right.
a nice rhythm. And when you get bouncing, it also gets the mood up a little.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, I'm
So you're gonna-
smiling already.
5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to stay in this bouncing position.
Oh.
We're going to change legs. We're going to alternate skipping.
Craig, you said this
Get
is
into a nice
a
rhythm,
warm-up.
Right? And I mean, this is even nice when you've got music in the background to wake you up. Okay,
Okay,
Five,
DJ, play us some
4,
music.
3, 2, 1. We're going to go into squat tops. You're going to open up and close.
Hectic.
Close.
Okay.
Close.
You did not give me a warning.
What do you mean? I was just part of the warm up.
Oh my God.
Very light, low impact. Right? 3, 2, 1. Cool. Just gonna put your legs out nice wide. You put the part and just gonna do some rotations to loosen up the spine, to create some lubrication in the spine region.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Cool. I'm gonna ask you to soften the knees. We're gonna go down onto the floor, nice and gentle. Now we're gonna go into a more gentle routine. We're gonna do some of the mobility.
Okay.
Cat and cow. You wanna round out your spine, pushing up into the ceiling, chest down to the floor, and then chin up, right? We usually do 5 to 10 of these, but this morning we're only gonna do 3. Because you
Okay.
look like you're fit already and warm, so you don't really need this.
I look like I'm fit. Do you hear that, Graham?
Right, last one.
This does feel really nice.
Cool, you're gonna go down onto your chest. From here, I'm gonna ask you to go into a cobra pose, chest up, head up to the ceiling, and then you're gonna drive the hips up into the roof, chest towards your knees. All right, and then you're gonna repeat. Drop the hips, chest down, and then up again.
So this is a little bit of yoga incorporated.
A little bit, yeah. Again,
nice.
just creating some mobility,
Yes.
activating some muscles, stretching. You might feel on this one, stretching a bit of the calves and then on the hamstrings. Last one. There you go. And this can vary for people depending on what they need more.
Okay.
And I like to go through everything. So you're just gonna soften your knees here a bit, alternating 5 on each side, and I want you to feel a nice little pull in the calves.
I do feel it.
Super. Okay, try to keep your glutes up to the ceiling and your chest towards your knees. 3, 2, we're gonna get into some of my favorites. Right foot next to right hand, step forward, through, and open up, just to the ceiling. This
Okay.
is for your thoracic spine, some glutes,
Okay.
and hips. You're gonna change legs, keeping the knees off the floor. Left foot next to left hand, open up, nice and wide. We're gonna do 3 on each side, okay?
Okay.
Let's keep going. How are you feeling?
I'm good. This feels nice. The body's
Lovely.
opening up.
I'm glad.
So
Fantastic.
this is really good, like I mentioned, for if you're at your desk all day, just stretching out the body a little bit.
Exactly. Right, last one each side.
Do you start every morning like this, or maybe end the day this way?
I start the morning with a cold shower. That's how I wake up.
Why am I not surprised at that, Craig?
That's the best feeling.
A cold shower. All right.
All right, cool. You're gonna flip over onto your back. Cool. You're gonna loosen up those hamstrings again. So you're gonna have your hands next to you on the floor. You just wanna raise one leg at a time. Try to keep your leg straight and whipping it back as far as you can. You can alternate them or you can do the same leg, and we're just gonna do 5 on each side.
Okay.
And what you wanna feel here is a little bit upward stretch in the hamstrings.
At the back here, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
As long as I'm feeling the right thing.
This is the ones that we don't want to hurt at all, all right? 3, 2, last one. Now you're gonna go into a bridge position.
Okay.
One of our strongest muscles in the body, and they support the hamstrings and the back. You're gonna tuck and push your back down into the floor. You're gonna bridge for me, and you're gonna do bridge suspensions. Put your hands on your hips for me. You're gonna raise your left foot off the floor.
Can I?
There
Okay.
you go. And then you're gonna change sides. Right foot off the floor.
Ooh,
There we
this
go.
requires concentration.
Very important that you keep those hips
Hips
thrusted.
up.
For everybody sitting for long hours at the desk,
Yeah.
you start to tighten up the hips, and it creates pain in the lower back. So we want to activate the glutes so they get working, and we want to loosen up those hip flexors, right?
So should you be doing this daily, maybe?
Yeah, you could do it daily,
Yeah.
definitely. I like the glute work because it helps with the squats. It's also helps aid with knee pain.
And also gives you a great, little push
Great
in the
booty.
buns.
Yeah, exactly, cool. Our last one's going to be dead bugs. This one requires a little bit of coordination.
Okay.
But it's very good for your trunk and the core region. You're going to have your knees off the floor, ankles in line with the knees in line with your hips. Fingers pointed up towards the ceiling, shoulder blades drawn into the floor. Right? You're going to drop your right hand back, left leg forward, keeping your lower back flat on the floor.
Ooh,
And then bring it back together. You're going to change sides. Left arm back,
this is cool,
right leg
Craig.
forward. There you go, exactly. I love it. Okay, let's go 2 more on each side. Change.
Wait,
Last
my
one inside.
coordination.
Keep it lower back on the floor. There you go. All right, so you're gonna roll your legs back and you're gonna sit up for me.
Ooh.
Right, and we're gonna come up
Oh
from
my
here.
goodness. Okay, Craig, this is the last round. Let's make it
Last
something
round.
good.
Now you can
I
do
know I'm gonna
basically
regret
whatever you
this.
want. Your jump squats, your burpees, your
Okay.
runs, and
Because now you're warmed up.
now you're warmed up exactly.
Okay, so
Cool.
what are we doing?
So one of my favorites is a half up down or a half burpee and little
Half
door forward. Here what's
burpees.
gonna look like.
Show me.
You're gonna go down, step up, step in, 2 jumps forward, and then you're going to back pedal for me.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
All right, 3,
Let's run towards
2,
these
1.
oats.
Bend the knees, hands down, step out, step in, 2 hops forward. 1, 2, back pedal. You go again, hands down, step out, step in, 2 hops forward. 1, 2, and then back pedal. Those a little more advanced, they can just do a kick out and a big jump, and then back pedal.
Oh.
Big jump.
Jump.
Yep.
Jump.
There we go. Keep going. Keep
Pedal
going. You've got
back.
2 more. You've got 2 more.
All right, Gray.
Let's go.
I'm
Keep
gonna
both feet out.
continue.
Here we go. Big jumps. Big jumps.
Not all my hair clips falling out.
Last one.
One more, Gray.
Last one.
And then I'm coming for you.
Yep.
Let's go. 1, 2.
And there you go.
Oh, Craig,
Well done.
amazing. Grim, I got no breath, no words. Please give us something to eat after that. That was amazing.
No problem at
Thank
all.
Oh, but girl, you got some serious street cred. I feel like we're going to have to do the whole cooking segment like this, and we can for you. Now, I don't think our legs can take it. That was absolutely amazing. Now, let's put back in what we have taken out. Smooth, creamy, and full of nostalgic peanut butter and jam flavor. Come on, that ticks a major box for me. This overnight oat recipe brings the fun back to your mornings, and it's delicious. Made with Albacomo traditional oats, layered with homemade chia jam and a swirl of peanut butter for a simple breakfast that feels, yes, a little bit indulgent, but you know it's going to give you a great, beautiful nutritional base for your day. And of course, Carissa has certainly earned the right. I love the fact that we are combining flavors that we know oh so well. This is kind of like us, peanut butter and jam.
Oh,
hey?
here's the peanut butter.
I would probably be the peanut
I'll
butter.
be the jam.
Hey? I don't know.
I'll
I
be
don't
the
even know if that's a
jam.
compliment or not. I'm the peanut butter in this relationship, but it's okay.
It is. You're crunchy, sometimes smooth.
Sometimes smooth, very little, okay. First of all, well done.
Thank you.
Oh, it's amazing to see how you are moving your body at the moment. You know,
I'm trying,
does
Gray.
it feel different now as opposed to, because you pretty much embrace anything now?
Compared to a year ago, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah. Because the last time I feel like I was fit, I was in my 20s.
Your girl.
Wasn't that long ago, Gray?
Exactly, like yesterday, okay? We are there and we are here for this. It is so delicious,
Yeah.
and it doesn't even require cooking, believe it or not, because it's overnight oats, so you just have
love
to
that.
wait. That's all you really got to do. So you're going to be combining the oats, and we're going to use 1 cup of our beautiful Bacomo.
1 cup of
And they
oats.
really do go to great lengths to ensure that you get it in its prime state, which
Yeah.
I love. And then we're going to be mixing through our main flavor profiles. We've obviously got our milk to add there, and then you can take that in any direction. If you want an oat milk, if you want a yogurt, whatever it is, our peanut butter, half of the honey, because I'm going to
Okay.
use the rest in our jam, a little bit of salt, and our vanilla.
I
And of
got you.
course, and you just mix it all together with, of course, the star of the show, our Bacomo traditional oats, carefully steamed, toasted, and then rolled to bring out their naturally rich, nutty flavor. They've got a beautiful flavor profile, even on their own. Crafted with over 100 years of grain expertise, they've got the history. Bacomo ensures that every spoonful made from 100% whole grain oats for a breakfast that you can trust and enjoy, most importantly. But I do like to trust my breakfasts.
And trust your chef.
Yeah.
Okay,
Look
so
at
I'm on the honey part. So is this the survivors?
This is the survivors,
Yes.
and
That's the joke, because it's,
right there.
it's coming for me. All right, let's go.
I think it's also the combination of the bread generally with those things combined, where
You're trying to get it down the throats.
don't eat in a hurry, I think is the
Is
the
it all
word
the
of way.
peanut butter?
You can use all of that and work it in there. You thought you had only done legs today. We are going to work those.
too.
It is a lot of peanut butter, but we love it. And that's a big bowl of oats. And of course, that oats is going to significantly increase in size.
And you're going to make the jam.
And
So
I'm
we've
going to
got
make the
some
jam.
berries.
You can make strawberry jam, great.
Okay.
You could even add strawberry jam, but I thought nice berry compote type vibe. Or if you want a chia seed jam. So to make our jam, we are literally just, have I got that on? Yeah. We are using berries that we have left over that we've frozen. So we're using
Oh, that's nice.
blueberries and some beautiful raspberries. And then our chia seeds, I'm actually going to let that break
There's
down a
your
little bit.
jam.
And a little bit of our honey for more of a natural sugar. Because I really think it's going to just taste beautiful with the oats, but honey is great, man. There's so many other healthy properties in. If you're going to choose a sugar to bolster the sweetness of something,
Go for
let
honey.
honey be it.
And you got to thank the bees too. Thanks, bees.
And what I'm liking about this is we are creating something that's going to just do the slow work. It's going to burn slow, nice low GI, very high in fiber, obviously, so it's going to look after your gut through the
Nice.
process.
High in fat.
Completely, and that's the thing. If you're going to take a carb, make sure it's dressed up. Give it some stuff to help it along the way. Some great fiber, and obviously
that
the
looks
peanut
good.
butter. I think that looks amazing.
That's good,
Just
eh?
imagine how that's going to
Texture.
expand and absorb all that joy and that goodness. And then I'm going to ramp up the heat a little bit here. Our jam is going to add a bit of a.
So is the
a
jam to
zing.
go on top, or we kind of layering in
we're going to
between?
use it like a compote, I think.
Nice.
Just and it also then, if you want to kind of do this as a presentation,
Yes.
absolutely beautiful. Overnight oats is
Just
a
pop it in the
brilliant
fridge.
way to meal prep for your mornings,
Yes.
and then you know exactly what nutrients you're getting in.
100%.
You can start testing yourself with volume, testing yourself with different ingredients, with a great baseline, so you know what works for you. I think often we have so many different influences nutritionally, we just don't know what pushes our buttons, and then we're going to just cover them with a little bit of cling flap.
Cling flap?
Cling
Never
flap
heard of that
is
one.
the cling wrap that you haven't stuffed properly, and then it just flaps around
Absolutely.
irritatingly. We're going to pop that into the fridge, and then how long do you wait?
Overnight.
You wait overnight,
Come
and that's
on.
it. Ta-da!
Didn't even have to think about
I'll
that.
try to make this more complicated than it is, but that's really all it is. Flavor
And you know
packed.
what? It goes soft, it goes mushy in the fridge, not in a bad way.
Yeah, like-
so that when you eat it, it's just like this delicious dessert.
It's like a pudding, yeah.
Yes,
it
it's like a
turns it into
pudding.
a pudding. Oh, I love it. The breakfast that grew up to become a pudding. And if you missed any of those steps, you can find at expressoshow.com this recipe and a ton of culinary inspiration. So let's have a little taste, man,
Oh,
of our
sure.
overnighted oats.
Okay, overnighted oats, come this way. It's so pretty, I don't even
It does
want
look
to.
gorgeous. Tiffany, you are an artiste.
Corner, I can
There we
see
go.
all
That's
the
now
goodness.
goodness
There's even some chia seeds in this one too.
Okay, our berries are coming down. I'm going to add the chia seeds and... I
Wait,
mean,
it really does taste like dessert. That's so good.
absolutely amazing. And you're getting such a nutritional kick there. So if this is your vibe, if you need this kind of energy and you know this kind of works for you, this is the perfect
Wow.
balance flavor-wise and nutrition. Absolutely great. You earned it.
I
You
did, didn't I?
Earned it, sister. Beautiful flavor profiles, great in the belly, flavor-packed, fuss-free, perfect grab-and-go breakfast. But remember, don't miss your chance as well to win big. And we are talking massive with the Bacomo Power Bowl competition, maybe even a year's worth of cereal. Here's how you can enter.
Start your day with Bacomo and start winning. Enter the Bacomo Powerball competition and stand a chance to win your share of 3 million rand in cash and prizes. Buy any participating Bacomo cereal, upload your till slip to Bacomo's WhatsApp line at 074 666 0900, and you could be selected to play live on the Bacomo Powerball game show, where even bigger prizes await. Competition closes 4 May 2025. Entry details and T's and C's at bacomo.co.za.
So we, of course, try to keep everything balanced on the show, not just our breakfast. And, of course, on the entertainment side, wow, a heavy hitter, and she's ready to make her name. Carla Thea is here. She's got new music, and she is going to blow you away. She seems like the most wonderful human being as well, so cannot wait to start that conversation. Then Jay Miller is back in the house, well, in the kitchen, in the house, for a Baking 101. If you've got any questions, please drop us a line. You can send us a voice note. You can hit us up on the socials. He knows so much, and we lean on his info, we lean on his influence and his mentoring every day. Now you have the opportunity on the other side of this. We'll see you now.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back, you beauties, and I absolutely mean that. Thank you so much for choosing to start your day with us. Let's reward you even further. Joining us today is a rising star, Carla Thea, a former teacher from Athlone whose powerful voice and let's call it a magnetic presence have taken her music to the world and are taking the world by storm. Discovered by the team behind five-time Grammy winner PJ Morton, she made waves with her debut single, Attention. Now I've got your attention, and now returns with her latest track, Up to the Sky. Let's get a little listen.
We are worth something, we deserve something. Time will show us we belong. If it's worth something, it'll hurt sometimes, but that's how we know we belong. You can start today, do it any way you believe. We just wanna be where you are.
Oh, the chorus, a perfect opportunity to call her in. Please put your hands together for Carla Thea. Oh, I feel like I'm welcoming you onto a stage right now. I wish we had 1,000 people in a stadium just here for you. Maybe in Kirstenbosch, I don't know, just saying. How are you, my friend?
Good, how are you?
Oh, very good. I don't think as good as you, because it feels like you've had your moment. Talk me through Attention. What, it was 20 weeks on top of the KFM, top of their charts. Your people love you. Was that your moment? Have you had an opportunity to kind of look back at what has happened thus far? Because you've just gotten started.
Yeah.
Does it feel like you've announced who you are to the world?
Not yet, actually.
Wow, I love
I
it.
feel like it's been a roller coaster. But I feel like it's just been a beautiful journey, and I've met so many beautiful people. I've met a community that's been absolutely amazing to me. So I'm really, really surprised, but also really, really happy as well.
Why? Why are you surprised?
You know, during COVID, you kind of went into your house and you didn't really see
Our
people.
bubble. Yeah,
right,
we went
your
into our bubble, yeah.
Exactly. And so after COVID, I just decided to do TikTok Live. Didn't know if anybody was going to tune in, and suddenly, about a year or so later, people start streaming in, people start messaging me like, when are you coming live? And I'm just there like, big myself and singing. And so I was like, okay, this is cool. I can do this. And so, yeah, that's kind of how it started for me.
I mean, looking at the way you've stepped into it, how comfortably you've stepped into the space and you're embracing everything that's going on around you, I don't think you're that surprised. I think you know how good you are. I just wonder why you haven't acted on this sooner. So bless COVID for giving us those moments to redefine ourselves in that space.
Yeah.
When you have this kind of traction, when you get validation, you took the risk, you put yourself out there,
Right.
unbelievable success with a song like that. How does that make you feel? Is that pressure to move on to the next thing? Is it validation that you're doing it right, that you found the right formula? How do you feel about that kind of success so early in your career?
Gosh, it's not something that I thought of, not something that I thought people would like, you know. These songs are like your little babies,
For
you know.
sure.
And so putting it out to the world, you don't actually know what's going to happen. And so when I heard that it was on the charts, I was like, no way.
Come on.
I was at like a school function and I was busy presenting at the function, and I get this phone call and I'm like, do you know that you are on the charts? I was like, no, I don't, but this is amazing. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. I know, and your fans are saying exactly the same thing. I mean, you've got obviously validation on another level. When we talk about your representation, having the connection to PJ Morton, having that kind of voice behind you, that has got to make a massive difference. How do you look at your future now? Has that changed? Is there a different goal starting to form now that the walls are starting to just fall down around you?
It's been absolutely amazing, you know, working with international management. And so I feel like the possibilities are endless. You know, the possibilities are endless, but it's also really scary.
And it must be. It's new territory. It's
Yeah,
great.
definitely.
New music, and I'm always resistant to talk about or to paint it with a brush before I've spoken directly to the artist.
Right.
But you have this kind of anthem way of writing and creating music that I just envision someone on a Corvette or like a drop top on a long American road with the wind blowing through their hair. There's just something beautiful and free about it. But talk us through Up to the Sky.
I've always wanted, when I started writing, I always thought of myself as, I've got this platform, when I started TikTok and all of those things. I've got this platform. I don't just want to do anything. I actually want to bring something into the world that's that's positive. And so writing the song, I had that in mind. I'm also a teacher, and so I kind of like to inspire. Because that is what I wanted when I was a child. So kind of going back to where I was and, telling my younger self, okay, thinking about that and what do you want to tell your younger self? And just hopefully Up to the Sky, inspires dreamers.
Do you know what you're talking about is at the core of emotional process work? If you have to go out there and deal with past trauma, you go back to that child, you go back to that version of yourself and you help to heal them. So you are probably helping countless people go through that process, which is amazing. Where does teaching sit now in the ecosystem? Because you've got so many more hungry minds waiting to be taught. Take it to TikTok. How does this fit into the bigger plan now? Because surely that's a part of you as well.
Yes, it is a big part of me, and I find myself, being kind of on stage and all of these things, finding moments to actually just inspire and teach. And so it's definitely, been part of my journey as a person. And so, I don't think it's ever going to go to waste. I hope not.
No, just say, I'm a rock star now, and this is what I have to accept, okay? I'm going to become a superstar. No, you're doing amazing things, and you just seem in such a happy, healthy place, which makes us even happier than the success on air. So just long may this energy remain, and I cannot wait to see you perform, man. Absolutely cannot wait.
Oh man, we are in for such a treat, rather. And speaking about good things coming your way, let me tell you a little bit more about the lotto for today. 48 million rand in total estimated lotto, lotto plus one and lotto plus two jackpots could turn your dreams into a reality this Wednesday. So please do not get left behind. Play lotto for an estimated 22 million rand, and then you get lotto plus one for 14 million and lotto plus two for 12 million rand. And it only happens today, so buy your tickets now in store. You could head over to the website nationallottery.co.za. There is the mobile app, there's cell phone banking, or simply go to your keypad and dial *120 *7529 hash, and of course that is for USSD. Now head over to our socials. You can find us at Expresso Show with all these details so that you make sure you get yourself in the running to win big by playing Lotto, Lotto plus one and Lotto plus two, because listen to this, 48 million rand is not some small change, okay? And we want to make sure that you panda, push up, play and get your hands on some of that. Well, coming up on the show still, we're still in the first hour. Let's get into some culinary hotline bling. Thank you, Graham. I appreciate you deeply. We have the greatest person, my bestie, coming into the kitchen. Jay Miller is here, and he's going to show us exactly how to make a kusister cake. Never heard of this one before. Maybe you could have that this coming Sunday with your tea straight after church. This is exactly how it looks. So imagine a kusister, but like 5 times the size, 5 times the layers. I cannot wait to get into it. I've had breakfast, okay? The oats are sorted. Now for some dessert, I think it's definitely on the table. So we'll see you after this to get into some sweet goodness.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it is so incredibly good to have our guest with us today, because joining us this morning is the incredibly talented Jason J. Miller, a self-taught home cook baker whose passion for the kitchen started at a very young age. Inspired by his mother, grandmother, of course, and aunts, the matriarchs in the family are standing up. Jay followed his true passion, turning his love for baking into a full-time business, from crafting celebration cakes to wowing audiences on the Tastemaster SA Season 2. So let's get to know Jay a little bit more with a round of quick-fire questions. But of course, Jay, you know this is the baking edition. Ooh. Okay, are you ready?
I'm so ready. Firstly, thank you for that beautiful introduction.
Oh, I wrote it myself. It's a pleasure.
I'm ready.
All right, let's get into this, because usually when people are in the kitchen, they want to just kind of let the ancestors lead them, right? Baking is a science, though, but I do want to know, what's one ingredient that you do eyeball instead of measuring?
Ooh, all of them.
No, Jay, are you serious?
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you later. My
tell me why? Show me later.
My recipes are super simple and easy to follow. Literally, half the time I'm baking in a rush, so it's...
So there's no measuring cups, there's no looking in the light?
There are, but sometimes you got to go and you got to get it done, girl.
Wow, but is that from experience, or
I
have you
think
just
so.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend anyone to eyeball the
Don't
ingredients
start
while
off
they bake.
eyeballing. No. Okay, when it comes to baking, do you prefer ganache or buttercream?
Ooh, vanilla buttercream, chocolate ganache.
Ooh.
Dark chocolate ganache.
Strong
So I
finish.
like both variations. Yeah.
I also like both variations. I'm here for it. A bit of a swirl with both of them. Okay, one kitchen tool you actually can't live without.
Ooh, my stand mixer.
Has it transformed your life?
It's transformed my life. It's fallen downstairs. It's, it's moved provinces with me.
Wow.
It's like my ride or die. I've had it for it. It was actually the first baking tool or piece of equipment that my parents gifted me when I started my business.
Incredible.
So it's incredibly sentimental and so sturdy and resilient,
How
which
old
I
is
love.
she? How long has this relationship been going on?
Girl is going on 14.
14.
It's been a long time.
Oh, I love a ride or die. I love to see it. Okay. Best comfort food of all time?
Tripe and trotters curry with butter beans.
I was not expecting you to say
Go.
that. Nostalgic?
Yeah, that's the kind of food I love to eat. Fine dining just does not turn me on the same way. Like, I don't know if I can say that on TV,
you are
but
allowed anything
like
you want, Jay Miller.
tripe trotters. I started developing a Durban accent there. I don't know why.
With the curry. Do you have it with rice, or do you eat it with pap? Like, how do you enjoy it?
I like it with like a good basmati or samp. It's creamy samp with a bit of cremora in there. Girl.
You're speaking my language. I'm just waiting for my invitation so that I can enjoy the sweet treats, but also, I don't need tripe, but butter beans I can do. Okay. Cakes or pastries you secretly don't like? Please, lay it all on the ground. It's a safe space.
This is a game changer because I actually don't have a sweet tooth.
No.
Yeah, I think just over
You
the
are
years...
shattering our dreams right now. What is happening, Jay Miller?
I think just over the years of tasting and trying, it doesn't blow my mind. Like, I love chocolate. I love little sweeties. But I don't think I've ever come across a cake or pastry that I just point blank didn't enjoy.
How do you feel about warm fruits? So like your apple crumble, date tarts,
Peach
your
cobbler.
peach cobbler.
Yeah, like a pineapple upside down cake.
How do you feel?
I love cooking fruit. It's just...
And you love to eat it too?
I love to eat it. It's like nature's natural source of beautiful sugar and
agree with
sweetness.
that, yeah.
Why wouldn't you enjoy it?
Apple crumble's like up there with one of my favorites. Cheesecake, how do you feel?
Cheesecake, yum, always baked, never refrigerated.
Okay.
Always baked.
Okay, I like
Sorry,
this.
I feel very strongly about
I
that.
feel it too, and I'm here for it because you must lay down the law. While you're working, right? I know you're kind of supposed to clean up as you go, but if I go into your kitchen, is it going to be messy or
Girl,
spotless?
I'm too messy,
I'm
and I'm
too-
also sometimes clean. Just depends on my mood and the day and the vibe. But
Okay.
usually, oh my goodness, my sister and my mom are probably at home saying, messy, messy, messy.
I love it. Okay, here's the last one. Have you ever dropped a cake?
Yes.
You have, Jay?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go around that. Yes, I did. I did a very big corporate cake for one of my clients, and it was, so sentimental and so beautiful because it was for Pride Month. And we had load shedding and my oven wasn't working properly, and eventually I got the cake done. It was warm, I iced it, put it in the car, got to the venue, and as I opened my boot, it was a landslide.
No.
But they were so, gracious about it. It happens.
Did you salvage any part of it?
Yeah. I mean, I knew that the cake would be like absolutely delicious, so we sort of just used the cookie cutter to get a few bits out. But we had a laugh laugh about it, and it's, and every time you have a sort of a mistake or an obstacle, it's an opportunity to learn and grow, which is always a good thing.
Okay, I would have been devastated. So I feel you. The trauma still would have been there. So sorry for rehashing the past, but I'm glad that you can have a smile on your face about it. I would love to get into some cooking. Okay, are you ready to do a Kusister cake? Roll up the sleeves. Listen, Feel Good fam, we're about to get into the first installment of the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ching, ting, ting. Oh,
let's go, baby.
What's happening?
Welcome officially, yes, to the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. There we go. I'm going to have to be regimental about it this morning. So I was going to do a beautiful fridge cheesecake, and then I scrapped that because Jay don't do fridge cheesecakes, okay? He only do baked cheesecakes. I even made them bring in a stand mixer for you. I was like, what Jay needs, Jay gets. Buddy, do you know what I love the most about you? You love everything. You love everyone, and you are there for everyone. There is just this fountain of love and positivity. Thank you so much for being that in our space. Absolutely love the fact that we get to plug into you, dude. This is crazy to me. This is the first time on the show. We've never made a Kusister cake before.
Yeah,
right?
crazy.
Explain yourself.
So this is actually something that I created. It was the first challenge of the Taste Master. It was a spice-inspired cake. Ooh. I thought about what is something in my life, that reminds me of spice and deliciousness, and it was a Kusister. So I was 100%. Like, okay, well, I've got to make a Kusister cake. And I chatted to a good friend of mine, Caitlin Allegro, who is a sensational food stylist and someone I look up to. And I said to her, girl, I had a dream about this cake. Can you help me put it together or help me put my thoughts together? And we sort of ran with it, and this is what we
And this is the results. And you've got to tread lightly when you're playing with traditional recipes. I understand that. So we are treating this with the utmost care and honouring the Kusister through this process, not degrading that idea at all. I love that. Okay, let's jump right in. What do you need?
Okay, cool.
So we trade places.
This recipe is an adaptation of my vanilla cake recipe, which is incredibly super easy. So what we've already done here is we've sort of creamed our eggs and our sugar together.
Okay,
and
it's got quite a whip to it, yeah.
It's sort of tripled in volume. I love this process. I mean, how glorious is this? Eggs and sugar.
It looks like a cream.
It's
it
like
looks
a cloud.
A beautiful, rich, creamy cloud.
So once you've gotten this step out of the way, you can actually get rid of your stand mixer.
Oh, wow.
Because this is all the hard work done for you already. Then I'm going to go in with my other wet ingredients. So I've got 3/4 cup of oil. I always like to use something that's got a neutral taste or flavor.
What does the oil do? Is it a mouthfeel element?
Oil is about moisture.
Okay.
It's about moisture and the crumb of the cake. So
okay, the consistency
I love
of that.
oil cakes because they also keep longer. So it also, if you're making a big cake at home and you're storing it in the fridge, it stores exceptionally well. Freezes very well as well. So if you're making a batch, I always make extra, put it in the freezer, and then a month later defrost it and use it.
Beautiful.
Then I've got some beautiful buttermilk.
Oh.
The other ingredient I love to substitute this for is Mars, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful product. And then what I'm going to do here, I've got some cake flour. I'm going to go in with about 1/2 tablespoon of baking powder.
Yeah, but I can almost see like the numbers in your head working this out. When you eyeball, I think it's very different to us eyeballing. And I know you've been very open and honest about you being quite loose and fast in the kitchen with your measurements. But I think you've got a very practiced eye, man.
No, for sure. I'm going with it. I'm going with it. This is ilachi, ground cardamom.
Oh, beautiful.
Or ilachi. Now these are. Everyone flavors their Kusisters differently. Everyone's got their spice blend. Some people like it spicier, some people like it a bit more edgier and earthier. So these are just some of the spices that I like to put in mine when I make them at home.
And
So
a
I've
nice
got-
balance of, I always call them the heady spices, the things that kind of hit your olfactory senses. They hit the memory gland. They press that button where you are
Exactly.
taken back to that moment when you bit into one there at that place, you know?
And when I develop cakes and recipes, that's always my go-to place, you know. And being, you know, away from home, moving to the mother city, cooking and baking is when I feel down and I cook a recipe that my mom made. It fills my cup so much. So this is part of the inspiration behind this.
I call those quantum connections to those moments where you can always go back to it. It's not a 10-year ago kind of thing. That time doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's there. It exists in
always
your
there.
mind. And food it's a magical way of just connecting straight to it. I get you
Yeah,
completely.
for sure.
What is that?
This is, my friend, aniseed, whole aniseed. You've got to give that a smell. So not to be
Wow, that's
confused
like
with star
licorice, eh?
anise, exactly. So I always put this in my couscous. It just little pops and bursts of flavor. It lingers on your tongue. It's just incredible. So these spices you can use as much as or little as you want in this recipe.
Because
So-
we're inspired by the flavors of the couscous.
Exactly.
And you might even discover a new flavor profile or balance of those spices that you want to then kind of employ in your actual couscous recipe. Oh man, I'm thinking there is an opportunity to plug into generational knowledge here when it comes to baking. If you've got any questions, please drop us a voice note. Hit us up on our socials. At Expresso Show is where you'll find us. Hashtag us whenever you're talking. But you can give us a call 063 036 3369. 9649. It's on your screen right now. Sorry, it's our new number. When you're trying to remember like 10 numbers a day, yes, it will happen, but this number is one worth remembering. In fact, write it down on your hand if you have to. But any questions you have, and especially on the traditional side, I love the fact that we are playing around with something that kind of a lot of people are going to have a connection to, and that must make you feel so cool when you know that so many people must have thought about doing this, but now you've made it real.
It's insane, and you know the response that I got from the viewers, people I bump into on the street, like, dude, you got to make me that cake.
Oh, bless you, child.
And you can see, Graham, just by looking at this color, it's so reminiscent of the dough making
yeah,
process
for
of
sure,
a sister. All those
completely.
little specks of spice. The only thing I think it's missing is the nachi, but we're going to get to that a bit later.
Well, no, I had no doubt that you were going to do it in a very novel way. It seems still very aerated. It doesn't look thick and stodgy and heavy. Why is that so important with a cake mixture like this? And I probably asked you this about a million times, but it seems vital.
It's incredibly vital. So you're building up structure as the cake bakes, and if you knock out all of that air, all that cake is going to do is just
kind of
collapse
shrink down.
and be dense and not palatable. So it's always important to be as light as possible. This recipe in particular is very forgiving. So you might see a few specks of, bit lumpy here and there, but in my experience, that leads to a more moist cake.
Oh, really?
So as long as it's not like overly clumpy, you obviously don't want pockets of flour in your cake once it's baked, but you sort of don't have to be too pedantic about it.
I like it. I love it. The word forgiving is great in the baking space. And if you've got any questions, maybe you've tried a recipe that was not so forgiving, you can let us know and you can ask those questions. That number again, 063, write it down, 036 9649. If you've got any questions or comments for Jay, please send them through. And then, of course, we're going to be moving on to from our bake to our beautiful frosted icing in just a moment. This is shaping up to be something beautiful. You are a genius, my friend. We'll see you now.
Optimize your gut health with Phytoceutics range of pre, pro, and postbiotics. Use code EXPRESSO for 15% off at phytoceutics.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's get into your 7 o'clock news. We start out nationally, where the union Produsa is calling on National Security, or Treasury rather, to create a dedicated pension fund for South Africa's 850,000 domestic workers. Now, General Secretary Tato Maleka says these workers, vital yet undervalued, often retire with nothing but a social grant. The union says domestic workers deserve financial dignity after years of service. With no safety net in place, many face poverty in old age. Now, Produsa's calls aims to correct a historic oversight and ensure retirement with recognition, respect and security. In other local news, the Department of Basic Education has deployed over 200,000 assistant teachers to ease teachers' heavy workloads. Now, this follows a Stellenbosch University study showing 70% of teachers are stressed by administrative duties, leaving less time for lesson planning and support. SATU agrees that educators are overstretched, especially in overcrowded classrooms. Now, while progress is underway, challenges do persist, especially in under-resourced provinces like Limpopo and the Eastern Cape. The department, operating on a 33 billion rand budget, hopes to improve support and retention. In your international news-making headlines, Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed readiness for bilateral talks, and that is with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. Speaking on Russian state TV, Putin said he welcomes peace efforts and hopes Kiev shares that sentiment. Talks could focus on safeguarding civilian infrastructure. Now, Zelensky responded by reiterating Ukraine's openness to negotiations that protect civilian lives. There have been no direct talks between the countries since early in the 2022 invasion. The comments raise cautious optimism about restarting dialogue amid the ongoing grinding conflict. Meanwhile, Ghana's President John Mahama has suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, triggering a first in the country's history. An inquiry has begun into 3 undisclosed petitions alleging misconduct, possibly warranting her removal. Now, Chief Justices hold strong job security under Ghana's constitution, so the move has sparked widespread debate. Tokonu, appointed in 2023, is Ghana's 3rd female Chief Justice. She has not commented yet, but must respond to a 5-member committee before any final decision is made on her future on the bench. And closing up your 7 o'clock news here, where nature lovers in the Mother City are encouraged to dust off their hiking shoes and get their cameras ready for a wild weekend of discovery. From Friday to Sunday, Cape Town invites residents to join the Global City Nature Challenge by exploring its beautiful reserves with free entry to 16 green havens, including Table Bay, Helderberg and Wolfgat. Simply download the free iNaturalist app, snap photos of local plants or critters, and upload your finds. Now, this year marks the event's 10th anniversary with the uplifting theme of Bring the Globe Together for Biodiversity. Whether you're spotting a sunbird or photographing a fynbos, every click contributes to science and celebrates Cape Town's living treasures. Well, that is where we leave your 7 o'clock news. Let's get into some sporting headlines. G-Man standing by with the latest.
Thank you so much, Chris. Let's start with another South African shining in the IPL. Aiden Markram's all-round performance, sadly not enough, as Lucknow's Super Giants fell to the Delhi Capitals by 8 wickets yesterday. So Markram top scored with 52 and then took 2 for 30, but Delhi chased down 160 comfortably in the end, led by KL Rahul's 57 not out and Abhishek Parel's 51. And despite a strong start from Lucknow, Delhi's dominance in that chase, sealing a crucial victory with 13 balls to spare. Now on to rugby, not the best news as the Stormers have been dealt a major blow with a veteran flanker Dion Fourie ruled out for the rest of the season after suffering that broken tibia. And it's crunch time. The injury, confirmed by forwards coach Rito Hlongwane, comes obviously at a crucial stage of the campaign. Just 3 games left in this phase. Well, his on-field leadership will be missed. Fourie is still in the fold. He'll continue mentoring rising talent Paul de Villiers off the field, and that's quite a dangerous combo right there. Now we turn to tennis and another shock, actually. Naomi Osaka's Madrid Open campaign ended in the first round. That was after a hard-fought 6-4, 2-6, 6-4 loss to Italy's Lucia Bronzetti. I think still very much finding a rhythm after a long layoff. Osaka did show glimpses of her best, but just couldn't maintain that momentum. So Bronzetti now advances to face American world number 5, very much in form, Madison Keys, in round 2. Now turning to football, Mateus Nunes scored a dramatic stoppage time winner in Fergie time to secure a 2-1 victory for Man City over the high-flying Aston Villa. So Bernardo Silva's early strike was equalised by Marcus Rashford's penalty, but then Nunes' late goal lifted City to 3rd in the Premier League table again, now boosting their Champions League hopes. It's going to be a tussle right down to the finish line, and the fans are here from it. That's where we leave our sport for now. Let's catch up on the roads.
Thank you so much, Gray. Let's check out what the roads are doing for the first time. Out in Gauteng in Midrand, there is a stationary vehicle on the N1 southbound, and that is after Olifantsfontein Road, resulting in a closed lane. Now, delays are expected due to high traffic volumes. Now, let's look over in Cape Town. There is a mainline congestion along various routes in the mother city as we ease into rush hour traffic. And that includes the M5 towards the N2 inbound and the N7 northbound at Bosmansdam. So please do remain vigilant when using the affected routes, and of course, stay safe as you're heading to work. So we leave your roads, let's check out your weather. A rare autumn snowfall is expected in parts of South Africa this week as a powerful cut-off low weather system moves across the country. Now, snow is forecast over the Drakensberg in Lesotho and high-lying areas of KwaZulu-Natal and the Eastern Cape. The system will also bring a sharp drop in temperatures, heavy rain, and severe thunderstorms. Now, flooding, hail, and infrastructure risks are expected in the Free State, KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, Northern Cape, as well as the Northwest. The South African Weather Service has issued level 1 and 5 warnings, with the system set to clear by Saturday. All you have to do is visit the SA Weather Service website if you want a more detailed forecast. For now, though, let's check in with your sunrise view of the hour. Absolutely love it, moving from Durban all the way into Mossel Bay. You know what, Dirkie? I love most that your cup of tea or coffee is just chilling there as you're enjoying the beautiful morning that is greeting you there. The sun rays kissing your cheeks as we hope that you're enjoying your rusk with your coffee. 19 degrees is what you can expect, Dirkie, on your side of town, and we'll get into the rest of the country's temperatures as you continue sharing your morning view with us. We've heard from Durban, we've heard from Mossel Bay. Where are we going to go to next? 063-036-9649 is that number to WhatsApp us on as we delve into your temperatures for today. I'm just getting into keeping my hands clean because I'm going to get into the second installment of the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ting, ting, ting.
Yes, absolutely. That's the energy we definitely want to carry throughout as Jay Miller still joins us. We're going to finish off and get into, I think, the frosting of the cake, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder if this is your 14-year-old hand mixer. Is it?
No,
Tell
it's
us
not.
now.
It's not this one. It wasn't this bougie.
Well, there you have it. In just a bit, we're going to finish up our delicious treat for today. It's a Wednesday. We're halfway to the weekend, so we definitely are deserving. And you are too. So stick around to find out how exactly you can do just this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And yes, we are back in the kitchen for part 2. I want to build it up slowly for the culinary hotline bling.
Ting, ting, ting.
Oh, it's the dance moves for me, Jay. And yes, Jay is still here with his famous sister cake, and things are about to get a little bit zesty with this buttery nachi curd that packs a punch. Plus, we're starting the decorating, my favorite part. So to demonstrate the cake and to demonstrate how we do this exactly, we had to bring in the guy himself.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Wow. It's
I'm so
overwhelming
excited
with all
about the
these
nachi
ingredients.
curd. What the heck?
Right?
How did you come up with those?
I mean, obviously this is a celebration cake, so it's a play on a sister. So while we, we're giving the girl a little bit of a makeover.
Oh, I like
Well,
that.
Not that she needed one.
She didn't, but
you know,
nachis are always a great idea.
Yeah, and also it's just something that's quintessentially South African, which is.
Do you remember that ad where it was like Nazi?
Oh. Show your age, girl.
Beautiful. I don't know. Our age, exactly. Okay, so where do we begin?
Let's begin on the syrup.
Okay.
We all know sisters need syrup.
It
and I'm a
does.
syrup person. I want it soaked.
Yes.
I want it
I actually
soaked.
thought you were going to deep fry the dough.
Remember, this is a cake, girl. So
Wouldn't it still be a cake if it's deep fried?
I suppose so. I mean, I wouldn't be
Is
surprised.
the definition of a cake, you got to bake it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the syrup, we've got some caster sugar, cardamom pods, we've got star anise, and we've got some cinnamon.
These caramonks.
There we go. That's cardamom. Ilachi.
Okay.
So we're going to put that into the pan with some water. I'm going to
Alright.
do probably about a cup or so of water. Give it a stir, and then that you can sort of put on the side, let it go. If it becomes too thick, add some more water.
Okay.
If it's too thin, just keep boiling it.
And
then
we're doing low heat?
low heat, very low heat.
For how long?
Until you get sort of this consistency. So it's still, it jiggles in the pan.
Yes,
You
that
can see
smells like a
those,
sister.
those spices. So heat it up, let it melt down, infuse, and then set it aside.
Beautiful.
Then we've got buttercream, of course, which we need for our cake to frost it. In here, I've got some white margarine. I always say choose or buy ingredients that you can afford. So get the best of what you can afford. So if you can afford butter, go for butter, white margarine. I like white margarine sometimes just because it gives you that nice,
The
clean,
colour?
white look.
Yes, I'm here
So
for it.
into the pot, into the stand mixer we go. Okay, we're gonna cream that up. And then until it's nice and soft. Important to have all your ingredients at this stage at the same temperature. So we've got some
That's what I was
cream
going to ask you.
cheese
So is it
as
room
well.
temperature? You've
So
taken
it's
it out
all-
the fridge for
so
a while.
it's all at room temperature. You can see how soft and pliable that
Yes.
already
And this
is.
is what?
This is cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
So I like just a little bit of the acidity that that adds. You know, cakes don't always have to be completely sweet.
I
you
prefer
know?
them when they're a bit tangy, actually.
Yeah, a
but
little
zesty.
bit of zesty gives you a bit of interest. You know.
And you could have more of it if it's not sickly sweet as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's good for the kids and the whole family as well.
100%.
So you just want to get that nice and creamy. Let me show the viewers how beautiful that is. Can you see how quick
Stunning.
that took? It literally was a few seconds. Okay, and then into this we're going to add in our icing sugar.
Oh, lovely.
I'm just going to give that a stir. This is a good trick to use if you don't have time to sieve. But I would, for this, recommend that you do that because if it's not completely fine, you're going to take a lot more time getting it smooth. And with cream cheese icing, it's very temperamental. So if you overwork it, it sort of denatures the cream cheese and it makes it very runny and thin, and then it's impossible to get it back.
Okay.
So you want to just sort of be
And
very...
this is manual labor now. We have
This
to
is
do it
manual
with-
labor. I prefer to just stir that in,
Okay.
being very demure.
Come on, very cutesy.
Are we still there?
We're not, but I will entertain you for today, Jay. Well, listen, we did say that if you have any culinary conundrums, let us know on our WhatsApp line, and we do have a voice note. So
wow.
let's see if you can answer this one. Play the voice note.
Hi, Chef. I just wanted to know if I'm making cook sisters, why the next day it's so stiff? Is there any way or anything that I can put in to keep it soft so the next day when I enjoy it, I don't have to heat it up in the microwave. I can just enjoy it just so.
Ooh, that's a great question. Because after the Sunday Sisters, you want to eat it Monday
Exactly.
hard. Okay,
Exactly.
what do we do?
So it's a couple of things. Look, I don't know the recipe that you've used, but I think it might be a problem with not proving the dough enough. So giving that dough enough time to really get its full rise before working with it. Over kneading it can also lead to it becoming very tough.
Yes.
So make sure you light and airy with your dough firstly, and then once you have fried them off, storage is also important. So make sure you're storing it in something that's airtight, very well sealed. If you're not using it the next day, I would freeze them. Freezing them is actually...
Now, do you freeze them in the dough state or with the syrup and the coconut on
So I freeze them after they've been fried.
Okay.
So fry them, put them in a little oven bag into the freezer, and that actually also just keeps them nice and soft.
Lovely.
Especially if they're still warm and you put them in the freezer bag and close it.
Oh.
And that residual heat will keep it nice and soft.
So moist.
So nice and moist.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Sisters are
Yeah.
moist.
You
We
can
love
also
it.
you can also just sprinkle some. Get a spray bottle, spray some water over into the microwave or in the
So
oven.
this is what I was going to do, because when I have almost like stale-ish bread the next day or days later, I literally soak it in water under the tap and then put it back in the oven, and it comes out like a fresh loaf of bread.
Yeah.
So surely you could do the same.
You could do the same, or girl, put them back in the pan with the syrup, get them more syrup, and then they'll be soft.
Agreed.
Okay, so we're just going to beat our cream cheese in there
With the icing
with
sugar.
the icing sugar. And then it's still gonna need some time, but essentially this is the nice smooth consistency that you're looking for. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
Right. And then to this, we've just added some coconut cream. So just to bring in that coconut vibe with the sister.
Lovely.
So I'm gonna add just a drip of this, and I add it right at the end.
Okay.
This is also nice, great tip if you're making this style of buttercream. If you find that it's very stiff or very lumpy, just either add a tablespoon or so of coconut cream or regular cream, or even just hot water, just to bring it up
just
and
to shake
emulsify.
it. So we've got our syrup, we've got our buttercream, and then
Check.
lastly, let's quickly get into the curd.
This is something that I'm extremely excited about. This is one of my favorite things to make. Have you ever had a curd before?
I've had like a lemon curd, and I love it so much. I would eat it just like that out the bowl, actually.
So remember we were talking earlier about eyeballing ingredients? This is a perfect example.
Oh, yeah?
Because when I was taught to always make something like this over a double boiler on the stove and take your time to get it nice and smooth, I use the microwave, girl. Ain't nobody got time for that.
This is why we love you, Jay Miller. Okay, so we've got our half of the ingredients in. We've got sugar, yolk, and eggs. And we still have zest, butter,
We've got zest,
lemon, and cornflour. And we're going to keep you waiting just a little bit as we continue working, because I know that Graham is just dying to tell you something incredible. I don't know if it's about the smell that's coming from the kitchen, Gray, or something else.
Like a cooking or life hack literally in every sentence. Absolutely love this masterclass, and I'm so glad that you're getting a front row seat. But right now, from whipping up masterpieces in the kitchen, it's time to roll up our sleeves for some DIY magic, and we're going to take you to the Far East, where they know how to get the job done properly. And we're going to switch up our gears with our handy heroes from Build It in Edenvale. They are standing by to show us why Plascon's incredible Velvet Glow non-drip water-based paint is their top choice, bar none, for any project. Let's find out why.
Powered by Plascon, today's handy hero comes from Build It in Edenvale, Johannesburg.
The store was started in the 80s, of which it was a small thing, and then it worked its way up to this mid-range of it is, of which it's got that attraction of when you're coming both sides, you can see the sign that attracts you to come in. What makes me proud about the store is that we take our customers very important. So when they come in, they feel as if they are at their home doing what they love. So we give them what they want and try our best to meet all their needs. What I love about my customers is that when you give them what they want, they also give you back what you're expecting from them. So they are good listeners when you want to give them that information that they need to do their projects. This store will be the best store because of the service that they're giving. So once you give a service to a customer feels as if they're important. That's what they are looking for, and we're giving them here in the store. This would make it the best store because price-wise and range-wise, we've got a variety of what the customers are looking for. What I like about the Plascon brand is that they've got the products that can meet your job the way you want them to. My favorite, it's Plascon Velvet Glow water-based. Why I love it is because it's got that flawless when you're using it, especially on wood. It flows itself out to close all the imperfection that you can get. What advice I could give to them is that in each and everything that you do, preparation is the most important part of doing it.
Today's Handy Heroes is powered by Plascon Wall and All. Unmatched dirt, stain, water and fade resistance to keep your walls beautiful for years. Plascon, together we've got this.
Yes, we do got this, and we got this in the kitchen too, even for a newbie, because Jay's hacks have really just made me feel more comfortable being in the space. We're making the lemon curd. We've got most of the ingredients in the butter and the nachi still to go in, and we still have some more things coming your way, Feel Good fam. We have to get into what Abs is doing with the Atelier, as well as their lifestyle spaces. It's going to be really interesting. And then, of course, our beautiful performer is still standing by. You heard a bit more about her background, Carlithia, from teacher to the rest of the world stage for singing, and then, of course, we're going to hear her singing. And that's how a nachi sings. I love it. That's a juicy one too.
Hey, it's a good one.
Oh.
Good one.
All right, we're going in with some nachi for our nachi curd, not lemon curd. And it's going to be so good. Vitamin C.
Vitamin C.
Starting here.
Smell that.
It's actually healthy. It's a healthy cake, okay? We'll finish it up while you take the short break, and we'll see you now. It smells good.
Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. We are setting aside our baking gloves for just a moment. How amazing is this cake, and how amazing is Jay? We are making a sister cake, okay? We are honoring the tradition, but right now we're going to look at a broader picture.
Absolutely, because they do say that art is the soul of people, and through APSA's Le Atelier, in proud partnership with Sanava, that soul is definitely speaking louder than ever.
In fact, from 12 African countries, that voice is singing. Young visual artists are stepping into the spotlight, sharing their truths in a very powerful way, their triumphs and their stories. Only their brushes can tell. And of course, they take us into their space. And the incredible Ayanda G. Tabete takes us behind the canvas for an exclusive look at the passion, the purpose, and the power that drives these incredible creatives and their movement. Let's go and feel it for ourselves.
They say that art is the most powerful way to tell a story without words. And today we meet with Dr. Paul Bayliss, an ABSA Senior Specialist of Arts and Museum, to discuss the remarkable initiative that is helping to shine a light on young African artists on the global stage. For the viewer sitting at home that doesn't know much about it, please can you tell us what the ABSA L'Atelier program is about?
It's a competition that we, with our partner Sonava, have been supporting for 39 years. And it is focused on identifying, nurturing and supporting young artistic talent across the African continent. So in all the countries where ABSA has a presence, we encourage young artists aged 21 through to 40, whether they're self-trained, professionally trained, or inspired, to enter the competition. And really what it does for them, it puts them on the map and helps to boost their career within the industry.
Now, this beautiful exhibition that we're in is celebrating 20 years of Gerard Sekoto. What is the importance of this, specifically with the award that is given in his name?
One of the prizes that we have within the ABSA L'Atelier is the Gerard Sekoto Award, and it really signifies the importance of partnerships. It's a partnership that we have with the French Embassy in South Africa, and this particular award has been running for 20 years. So the Gerard Sekoto Prize winner gets a unique opportunity to spend 3 months in Paris at the Cité Internationale des Arts with about 250 other creators from around the world. It really is a unique opportunity for them to network, but at the same time they get access into the various museums and galleries in Paris. And after the 3 months residency, they come back to South Africa, where with the ABSA Gallery, we award them a solo exhibition. So it's really about giving them exposure on the global platform, but at the same time, helping to build their brand locally within the visual arts industry in South Africa.
And why do you think ABSA L'Atelier is important for young creatives?
What makes the ABSA L'Atelier unique or separates us from other art competitions? It is a Pan-African competition. So you are, on the one hand, competing with your peers across the continent, but you also, if you win it, you get that opportunity to meet and work with them and form collaborative partnerships with them. So it's one way we say to any artist that if you want to be noticed, if you want people to take you seriously and your career seriously, enter the ABSA L'Atelier.
There are so many amazing pieces in this space. What is your favorite piece in the collection so far?
I know that's always a difficult one. Eh? All the artworks become like one's children, you know, you love them all, but I mean, is the work that's directly behind me by our first ABSA L'Atelier Gerard Sekoto winner, Billy Zangewe. And this particular work is very much reflective of the time that she spent in Paris. And I think in terms of the message that's coming through that work and so on, has not really changed much for many of the artists that are having the opportunity to go to Paris and really spread their wings on the global stage.
Through art, you can truly tell the stories that matter. And thank you to ABSA L'Atelier, you too can do just that. Go to www.l'atelier.absa.africa for more information.
Oh, I absolutely love that. I mean, can we not just keep that up on our frame? No, that would be plagiarizing, copyright infringement, I don't know, because the artists matter and clearly their story matters as well. Obviously, international exposure is amazing, but it dawns on me, we need art to be able to go back to places in our past, certainly South Africa, to tell our story again, lest we forget. And it allows us to do it in a very different way that I think engages critical thinking, allows us to go there, which I love. So more power to you, ABSA. Clearly, our story really matters. I love that.
Beautiful. And speaking about art, let's get into a wonderful performance. In fact, a powerful performance, and we can't wait to get into this. Her name is Carlithia. You've seen her, and she takes to the stage right now with the song, I'll Always Be There. Take it away, Carlithia.
My name is Carlithia. I'm here with my band today. I'll be doing a song called I'll Always Be There. It's my previous single, written by PJ Morton. The song is really close to my heart. It speaks about being there for your loved ones.
be there to protect you. You don't never have to worry. You can rest easy because you know that I will be there. Whenever you need me, there will never be another you. And I promise you this one thing I will do. I'll always be there. I'll always be there. I'll always be there. Doesn't matter when or where, with no time to spare. Whatever space and time, I promise that I'll always be there. Don't you give up on your dreams now. You gotta keep on fighting. May take some time, but you will get there. However frightening, but you never walk it alone. I'll be holding your hand when you feel you don't wanna go on. I'll let you know that you can. There will never be another you. And I promise you this one thing I will do. I'll always be there. I'll always be there. I'll always be there. Doesn't matter when or where, with no time to spare. Whatever space and time, I promise that I'll always be there. And time flies, it seems that nothing ever lasts. And that's the reason we must make the most of the time we have. It waits for no man, it just keeps on going by. I'll cherish every moment, and I hope you know that. I'll always be there. I'll always be there. I'll always be there. Doesn't matter when or where, with no time to spare. Whatever space and time, I promise that I'll always be there. I'll always be there.
Ah, Carlithia, beautiful. Please, my queen, take a bow. You absolutely are deserving. Ah, from a teacher to a global superstar. She said herself that PJ Morton penned that, and she delivered it so incredibly well. We'll still hear more from Carlithia, our performance for today. And then, of course, we have Jay still in the building, and he's going to get into another segment of the Culinary Hotline Bling, just all around finishing off this beautiful Nachi Cook Sister cake. There's so many wonderful flavors of nostalgia that are coming together into this masterpiece. So if you do have any questions, continue sharing that on our WhatsApp line, and we'll get into that straight after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting. This cake, okay, we're making a Kusista cake with Jay Miller. It's a baking 101, but now I'm talking about waging a cultural war to save this kind of cooking. That's how inspired I am. But we have seen you guys be inspired as well. We've got a couple of voice notes coming through. Let's hear if we've got another question that he can't actually answer. Ooh. First up is Halima. Let's hear her request.
Good morning. I don't like recipes that use a lot of eggs. Is it possible to substitute? Thank you.
Okay, she doesn't like recipes that use a lot of eggs. Is it possible to substitute? Can you work around that in the baking space?
Yeah, definitely. I do some vegan cakes that use applesauce as a substitute for eggs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I also have a beautiful chocolate cake recipe that uses avocado.
I was about to say.
So, Halima, DM me on Instagram. I'll send you the recipe, girl. There's no way you can't have your cake and eat it.
What is your Instagram handle, my friend?
At Jason Derrick Miller.
You sound so official.
At Jason Derrick Miller.
Do you know? But now we know his middle name, so now we are family. Okay, now we are family.
So,
I never took you for a Derrick, eh? That's quite.
No, Derrick. D-E-R-R-I-C-K.
I love it. Now, Juanita has got another question here, and I'm warned that this is kind of pushing the boat out a little. Let's hear.
Making like a curry kusista. Can a person like that?
Okay, I didn't quite get that. I just heard curry kusista. Could you do it?
Oh, curry kusista. Yeah, I say add the mother-in-law in your kusista batter, in your kusista dough. Add the mother-in-law. I think, you know what the thing is? These kind of spices are the same spices you would find in a curry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's giving pickled fish and hot cross bun.
Yeah, for sure.
Kusista cake and curry. Maybe that's the thing.
Why not? Why not? And I think she knows how we roll on this show, that we will try anything. And I don't know if you were fishing for us to do that. You've got a week to figure out how we're going to do this, okay? A savoury kusista. If you've got any questions, please send them. If you've got any comments, share the love on the socials. And now that you know his handle on Instagram, go and DM him right now and tell him how amazing he is. The most amazing part of all of this, for me, it's the injection of the citrus notes, because that's my favorite part of a kusista.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's what I lean towards. And wow, that frosting is just
that curd is next level.
Is amazing.
And you know why I decided to bring this element in? Because I remember as kids, after eating a nachi, you couldn't throw the peels away.
Yeah.
Omi had to dry them out and put them in a kusista.
100%.
So that's bringing in that note that I remember.
Love that.
Right?
And it shows you what you can do with the flavor base. You can push it that way. You can push it that way. Beautiful. I would imagine now this is where I think those of us that aren't really well practiced, it falls down in the compiling, on putting it all together. So how do we put this masterpiece together for the final stage?
So perfect. So you can see I've got my first layer down here. So what we're going to do, similarly to what you would do with a kusista, is you're going to syrup the edges. So
and you've been gently syruping this for a while now. It's had a lot of love infused in there.
The same way you baste your
meat,
your meat and your roast, the same applies with your cakes. You know, you adding more flavor, and also it's another good trick to have, because if you aren't really used to baking, if it's not your forte and your cakes come out a little bit dry, just syrup.
Syrup it, baby. Just pour some syrup on it.
No reason why you should let your cake go to waste.
And you're also pouring positive affirmations in. And our words matter. You don't realize how much our words matter, you see.
You have to smell that. It does.
Oh, my word.
What does
it's
that
like
smell
a giant
like?
I think the danger here is with each one of the individual ingredients, there is a strong urge to taste test and to indulge. You might end up with like no lemon curd left, none of your frosting left.
You know, people always laugh at me because I'm always crying in the kitchen. And this is why, because it's taking me to little Jay.
Oh.
You know, this big, under my granny, watching her do her thing. So it's just...
You're going to make me cry, man. There's something, maybe this is the era for going back and healing our inner child.
I think so.
Galithia spoke here about, oh, is that your nana phoning
No,
you right now?
I think that's the cakes in the oven.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got a production line here, hey, because we know it's going to get to the point where people are going to start lining up outside our studio. We might have to actually have an Expresso food truck.
I think so.
I'm just saying. So can we add to our Boer Carp Food Festival? Can we have an Expresso food truck festival?
I'm here for it.
If you guys are here for that, please start putting some pressure. Go onto Facebook, go onto Insta right now and start tuning, okay? We want an Expresso food truck festival, okay? And Jay will be there to give us a masterclass.
I will be there.
Every day.
With sister cake and all.
Exactly.
So, are you going to do another layer for me while I show you how to assemble?
Can I start the gentle process?
So, I'm going to create a bit of a dam here with my buttercream and add the curd in the middle.
Ooh.
So that's always also a nice surprise when people cut into the cake, you know, having those little layers.
Oh, for sure.
And I can see this little specks of the rind from the nachi, which is going to add some extra flavor. So I'm going to go on with
I must say, now you are very much in the taste master space. The language you're using, everything, I can understand why this was such a hit on the show, because it kind of would have inspired the amazing contestants to start thinking about their own history, their own recipes, and how they can get creative and do something special. And that is brilliant.
No, for sure. And, you know, it's just, I think it's so important, you know, for me to, in a way, take forward, you know, this is part of my family's history and our legacy, you know.
Yeah, it's heritage.
And making it a little bit more approachable for the next generation, you know, and leveling it up and changing things and doing things differently.
There you go, sir.
So you can syrup the top as well there and put some more on top.
Ooh,
So
of course,
a
because this is going to be our
that's going to be our top.
the tabletop.
Yeah. So another layer of the curd in the middle. And this also keeps really nicely in the fridge. So if you've made a bit of extra, put it in a jar. Also great for a gift. Little jar with a note.
100%, something bespoke. Show that you care because you're putting in the effort. I'm going to steal your little uppy. Yeah. Oh, look at this. This comment's just come in from Shireen Abraham.
Oh, I know you, Shireen. I know you, Shireen.
She is officially part of the family. We love you, Shireen. Good morning, Jay and the team. So clearly they are good mates. So awesome to have you on the show this morning. Your recipes are amazing. And thanks for all the tips. Appreciate it. Have a blissful day. I wasn't kidding earlier. It was like literally every sentence of yours has a life hack in the kitchen. It's amazing. And it just takes the edge off the intimidation of baking, which I love, man. That is very, very cool.
You know, I graduated from the baking school of life,
yeah?
You know, and as a home cook and someone who's just, you know, immersed myself in like this big world of culinary arts on social media and all of that, through that process, there's been a lot of stumbling, there's been a lot of learning. So I, in that way, have been able to learn all of these hacks. And that's what I love sharing with people, is that it's not intimidating. It's so easy.
You've got this.
You've got it.
Yeah,
you know?
you can do it yourself. And most importantly, you can lean on your own history, your omas, your aunties, your mama's recipes that you love and know. So we're going to put the finishing touches on now. I'm really not going to rush Jay at this part of the process. I think we can even just put a dollop of lemon curd, but that's why I'm not leading the charge here. Do it, man.
Should we just do a little...
Carissa, I think I'm winning in the culinary race today.
You know what? Yes, you are. I'll give you all of the trophies, Gray, but we all are going to get a slice of that cake, and I'm so excited. But right now, let's shift our attention here. As part of Woolworths' good business journey, they are committed to sourcing locally and also removing alien vegetation, and that is from indigenous forests and water catchment areas. Now, this philosophy, of course, extends beyond their product sourcing to the materials used in the store. So let's take a look.
In 2016, Woolworths started their locally sourced wood journey with rare woods and crazy crates for their in-store fittings. Today, they are proud to say that the majority of wood used in their stores is locally sourced.
My name is Jacob Hasson, and I'm the Architecture and Design Manager for Store Design Woolworths. We typically operate as a standard studio consisting out of architects and interior designers, our only clients being the various departments of Woolworths. As part of our good business journey, We always strive to find more sustainable solutions in store, trying to evolve the store environment to be as sustainable and as responsible within the built environment as possible within a retail context. Some of the challenges that we faced within a store environment is also finding materials that could be consistently supplied, that is readily available, and also around the workability of it. Is it a brand fit for us? And we started with assessing our material palette, and what we have found is that a lot of the certified timbers are still imported into South Africa, and we wanted to support local and a local economy. So we started looking at what timber species is available within South Africa. The challenge around it is that there's very little plantation, so we turned to invasive alien species.
Woolworths' commitment to local sourcing brought them to Geoparks and Sons, a fourth-generation family-owned timber business committed to conserving our indigenous forests for future generations.
The forests of the Southern Cape are the largest indigenous forests in Southern Africa, and they are strictly protected by the Forestry Act, and therefore we have to get a permit. If you want to cut down an indigenous tree, you have to have a permit for every single tree issued by the Forest Department. Blackwoods are an expressive alien species. Legislation now requires that we have to then eradicate this blackwood, and therefore we are harvesting it now, making space for the indigenous forest to flourish.
Geoparks and Sons are invested in uplifting community members and youth, including creating jobs and providing workers with specialized skills in the timber industry.
Ek het 1995 en 17 Julie begin by Geoparks en Sons begin werk as 'n gewone arbeider en ja, tot met sekere vlak dat ek al nou bereik in maatskappy. Om saam met Mr. Jim te werk as 'n plesier. Ek het baie geleer van hom af en ek dink dat daar is nog baie ook om te leer. Sy deure is altyd oop vir vrae en dit help baie.
Geoparks also provides Tabile's wife with the opportunity to operate a small business selling the wood offcuts from their mill as firewood to the local garden route community. After sourcing the wood from Geoparks and Sons, Rarewoods manages the supply chain and pre-processes the timber for Crazy Crates.
So as a timber merchant, our role is really to ensure the smooth running of the supply chain and that inevitable disruptions like prolonged rainy seasons or equipment breakdown or load shedding doesn't have a knock-on impact on production of items for Woolworths. So we place large orders with our suppliers like Parks, and then keep those stocks in Cape Town on hand to be drawn down on as needed. We also do some preparatory machining on the timber to speed up the production process, and we select it very carefully in order to minimize wastage for whatever items are being produced.
We are proud to be part of a responsible supply chain that not only produces great products, but makes a real difference. About 50 truckloads have been delivered to our factory, which is approximately 850 Australian blackwood trees. The first process in manufacturing products made from Australian blackwood is our selection process, where we guarantee that the material is up to our quality standard. We rip and square and plane the wood to the desired thicknesses and sizes, all to specification. Through various forms of joinery, we assemble these products, give them the finishing sanding, and spray them with a food-safe finish. For every tree that is processed, it creates jobs. We support local businesses, and we're able to give back to communities all the way from Knysna to Cape Town. It's not only about the timber, but about the positive impact it has on people along this journey.
We are harvesting as blackwood, giving the natural forest the opportunity to flourish. And through this blackwood market, we've now been able to establish with a blackwood team at the sawmill and a blackwood plank team, and that has now created many of the new jobs in the company.
I enjoy working with Parks as an organization because we've always had an affinity for the Knysna area. I mean, when you look around here, you can't help but fall in love. And to know that we've played a part in uplifting the community in the local area has just been a really rewarding part of our role.
Woolworths' commitment to sustainability continues. Next time you visit a Woolworths food store, keep an eye out for in-store fittings made from Australian blackwood, an initiative aimed at removing this alien species from our forests and creating opportunities for local sourcing.
Oh, absolutely loved that. And I think we learned on World Earth Day how important these choices are. It needs to happen in the big corporate space, but we also have to then follow suit and make the right choices when we buy. But loved everything about that.
I love it. Can I make a good choice now by having
I don't think it's a choice.
What do you think?
Can we just, I think a lot of people are feeling inspired by you this morning. Jay, can we hear from Louise right now?
Good morning, Jay. They look delicious, and I promise you I am going to try them today still. Thank you so much for the recipe now.
Oh, Louise Pina.
I like the way that everyone is calling you like Jay and everything. We are still on the show, okay, just so you know. We are ably assisting here, but that's beautiful, man. Absolutely
chef.
beautiful. Are you, what's going on here? Are you going to cut it?
You have to cut it. You want to hold hands? We can do it together.
Should we do it? Oh, we're getting married.
I think for a wedding cake idea, I don't want to actually say it out loud because I think she might use it for her wedding.
I'm going to use this.
Hey, but you imagine little individual sister portions for the not special guests.
Yes,
and then
the VIPs get
the very special guests get the cake.
That is when you'll know, wow.
And like a true maestro, he's able to actually...
Are we just going to share this one?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Who gets the top?
No, this is for the rest of the crew, so they don't feel left out, and then we can apportion this for ourselves.
Take some lemon curd.
Well, now I'm going to do what you guys are doing.
And you know, speaking about a wedding cake, you could make this super interactive, put the lemon curd on the side, have some of the buttercream, and people can assemble their own little... Maybe we can turn this into a trifle, because, you know, we love a trifle.
We turn everything into a trifle. I think what happened with the trifle, they had a whoopsie like you, and they were walking with the cake, and then the cake just fell, and then they just put it in jars and served it.
Graham, you've got to have a bite of this.
I almost don't want to do it, because I'm worried it's not going to live up to the expectation in my mind.
Oh, my goodness. Tastes like Cook Sister. Tastes like lemon. Tastes like delicious cake. Tastes like Jay made it.
Was it the aniseed that we used? Or the,
do you taste that?
Just that little hint of
cardamoms.
grown-upness. Hey? Oh,
it's so
my
worth it.
goodness.
And also another tip, because, you know, it's a day of tips. Toast your spices.
Ooh.
Toast your spices.
Love that.
Okay, you can go. You've got literally like 2 minutes to go toast your spices. We'll be back with the news. Okay, I'm going in again. Come here. I don't know which one's my piece.
I don't know which one's
I'm taking
mine.
them all.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Just moments before we hit the top of the hour, let's get into your national news headlines to kickstart 8 o'clock. Well, the South African police says over 17,000 suspects were arrested during Easter through Operation Shanela. Offences ranged from drug and alcohol crimes to violence and illegal liquor trading. Now, in total, 541 illegal outlets were closed and 757 suspects caught for illegal liquor sales. Mpumalanga saw the most arrests for drunk driving, with 265 nabbed. Now, SAP says this was the highest arrest tally in months. The National Blitz aims to curb crime and restore law and order across South African communities. In other national news, the union Producer is calling on national security to create a dedicated pension fund for South Africans or South Africa's 850,000 domestic workers. Now, General Secretary Tato Maleka says these workers, vital yet undervalued, often retire with nothing but a social grant. The union says domestic workers deserve financial dignity after years of service. With no safety net in place, many face poverty in old age. Now, Producer's calls aims to correct a historic oversight and ensure retirement with recognition, respect, and, of course, security. In your international news making headlines, the UN's World Food Programme says millions in Ethiopia are teetering on the brink of catastrophe. Due to funding shortfalls, the agency will halt life-saving nutrition treatment for over 650,000 women and children by May. The country faces overlapping crisis, conflict, drought, and refugee influxes. Violence in Amhara and Oromia has displaced thousands, while Tigray still reels from civil war. Without urgent funding, 3.6 million people risk losing all food assistance, worsening already dire hunger and malnutrition levels across the country of 130 million. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed readiness for bilateral talks with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. Speaking on Russian state TV, Putin said he welcomes peace efforts and hopes Kiev shares that sentiment. Talks could focus on safeguarding civilian infrastructure. Now, Zelensky responded by reiterating Ukraine's openness to negotiations that protect civilian lives. There have been no direct talks between the countries since early in the 2022 invasion. The comments raise cautious optimism about restarting dialogue amid the ongoing grinding conflict. And closing off your news for this Wednesday morning, we're ahead of a year where Spotify's 2024 report reveals a chart-topping year for African music, with South African and Nigerian artists earning record-breaking royalties and capturing hearts worldwide. Local stars like Tyler, alongside Nigeria's Burna Boy, our African giant, and Iris Star helped catapult Amapiano and Afrobeats into global playlists. Now, South African musicians earned 400 million rand in royalties, while Nigerian artists took home a staggering 3.77 billion rand. Beyond international success, homegrown support soared, especially for music in indigenous languages. Now, Spotify says over 1 billion first-time listeners tuned into the sounds from both countries. As African artists collaborate and compete for global accolades, the rhythm of the continent is louder, richer, and more irresistible than ever. So we leave your 8 o'clock news. Let's get into those final sporting headlines. Here's Graham with the latest.
Thank you so much, Carl. We start with the IPL and another South African shining Markram in the hot seat, but the Capitals, they cruise past the Super Giants, unfortunately. So Aiden Markram's all-round performance wasn't enough as Lucknow's Super Giants fell to the Delhi Capitals by 8 wickets. Markram top scoring there with 52 and taking 2 for 30 with ball in hand, but Delhi chasing down 160 comfortably in the end, led by KL Rahul's 57 not out and Abhishek Porel's 51. Now, despite a strong start from Lucknow, Delhi's dominance in their chase, sealing a crucial victory with 13 balls to spare. Now on to rugby, and not the best news. The Stormers have been dealt a major blow with veteran flanker Dion Fourie ruled out for the rest of the season, sadly, after suffering a broken tibia. So the injury, confirmed by forwards coach Rito Hlungwane, comes at a crucial stage, obviously, of the campaign. Just a few games left in this phase. While his on-field leadership will obviously be missed, Fourie will still continue mentoring the rising talent of Paul de Villiers off the field, and that is a devastating combo. Now we turn to tennis, and a bit of a shock as Naomi Osaka's Madrid Open campaign ended in the first round. That was after a hard-fought 6-4, 2-6, 6-4 loss to Italy's Lucia Bronzetti. Obviously still finding a rhythm after a very long layoff, Osaka did show glimpses of her best, but couldn't maintain the momentum. So Bronzetti now advances to face American world number 5 and very much in form, Madison Keys, in round 2. Now turning to football, the end of the season is serving it up, and Mateus Nunes is scoring a dramatic stoppage time winner, adding even more drama to secure a 2-1 victory for Man City over Aston Villa. It was Bernardo Silva's early strike that equalised, then was equalised by Marcus Rashford's penalty, but Nunes' very late goal lifting City now to 3rd in the Premier League, boosting their vital Champions League hopes. So we will watch that space with relish. But that's where we leave our sporting headlines for now. Let's get an update on the traffic.
Well, in your final look of your traffic, we start out in Gauteng, out in Midrand, where there's been an accident along the N1 southbound, and that's at Olifantsfontein Road, causing a left lane closure. Now, traffic is extremely slow moving, and rainy weather conditions are resulting in slippery roads. So please, as you head on out that way, do exercise extreme caution and as well as patience when you plan your route. Out in Somerset West in Cape Town, delays are expected for motorists making use of the N2 outbound, and that's before Victoria Road. And wherever you are headed this morning, please do stay alert, and of course, we want you to arrive alive. So we leave your road, so let's have a final look at what's happening in your weather. In your weather news, a rare autumn snowfall is expected in parts of South Africa this week as a powerful cut-off low weather system moves across the country. Now, snow is forecast over the Drakensberg in Lesotho and high-lying areas of KwaZulu-Natal, as well as the Eastern Cape. The system will also bring a sharp drop in temperatures, heavy rain and severe thunderstorms. Now, flooding, hail and infrastructure risks are expected in the Free State, KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, Northern Cape and the Northwest. The South African Weather Service has issued level 1 to 5 warnings, with the system set to clear by Saturday. So if you want more info, do visit the SA Weather Service for a detailed forecast. And for the final time this morning, let's have a look at that sunrise view amidst all the rainy talks. And this one's absolutely beautiful, sent through from Kimberly. Thank you so much, Winston, for sharing your morning view with us. And we do hope that you have a beautifully blessed Wednesday. 20 degrees is what you can expect on your side of town. But thank you for repping Kimberly so well. Continue sharing your morning views with us. We still have up until Friday to get into it on 063 303 036 9649. That's our new WhatsApp line, so forgive us if we do stumble. It is on your screen right now. For now, let's get into your temperatures for the rest of this Wednesday.
So how does 48 million rand in your bank account sound? If you like the sound of that, then you better play Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 today, because those jackpots could turn your dreams into a reality this Wednesday. So don't get left behind. If you play your Lotto, there is 22 million rand up for grabs. Lotto Plus 1, a further 14 million rand, and then Lotto Plus 2 weighing in with 12 million rand. It is massive today. So get your tickets. You can go in-store with a smile on your face. You can go nationallottery.co.za. You can go on onto their mobile app. You can use your own cell phone banking app, or you can dial *120 *7529# for USSD. It really is that easy, and we'll make it even simpler by keeping the details up on our social pages so you can go and check them out. And then please just make sure you put yourself in the running to win big by playing your Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 for an estimated 48 million rand in the jackpot today. That's going to be a tough one to beat. Carissa, try your best. Try your best.
Okay. I definitely feel like I could beat it because we have the gorgeous Carlithia still in studio. And what we have from her is a new song, another song. We can't wait to get into it, talking about the sky and all its beauty. We definitely need to delve into that. And then also some quick fire questions that we're going to be putting her in the hot seat for. Very excited to find out how she's going to answer that. But you have to stick around so that you can also enjoy. So we'll see you now.
It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back to
I
the
need
Feel
to
Good
whistle
Breakfast
black
Show.
for my-
And when we say feel good, fam, we mean feel good, because of course we have to get into the goodness that is Carlithia. She's still here in the building, and we've got to put her through some quick fire questions. I hope you're ready, girl.
And she was trying to ask us what the questions were before, and we had to be all like disciplinary and be like, no, you're not allowed. No, all we want exactly, teacher, how does this feel?
Yes,
Okay.
I love
No, just
it.
treat it like a TikTok video, fast, off the cuff, just authentically.
Don't think
you.
about it too much.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
We're not all about thinking too much about things on this show. So our first question: what's the most exciting thing about going from teacher to full-time musician? The transition.
I feel like Hannah Montana.
I like that. It's
I
a great
love
answer.
that. And a lot of people just went, huh? What? How so?
You know, going from kind of an office job, swimming coach job, and then just moving into like being on a stage, right, in front of people. It's a completely different
An inversion
setting.
almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, it's really
Okay,
beautiful
Hannah.
to me.
I like
love
that. I
it.
like the Hannah Montana.
I'm definitely here for it, and thank you for honoring your calling in that sense. So if you could only perform in one place for the rest of your life, where would it be?
Ooh.
Oh, la. In one place, as in like a venue?
Yeah.
Could be a venue, could be a country, could be a city.
I think South Africa as a whole.
Okay, then let's go venue. Where would it be?
I performed at Poppy's for the first time. I've always wanted to go there, and it was absolutely amazing. So I would definitely go back there.
She will only perform at festivals with hundreds of thousands of people, is what she's saying, and
Thank
we are
you very
down for that.
Amen.
We hear you got your start on TikTok, obviously. We saw this. What's the weirdest comment or message you've received, bearing in mind this is a breakfast show with children watching? Go for it.
Is that fillings in your teeth?
It's nice that people are tuning in to listen to the music, though. I mean, you know, that's great.
That's great. Do you respond? Like, what do you do with weird comments?
So I have these moderators in my TikTok live, and so they just respond for me, and I just keep singing.
Wow.
Afterwards, I'll be like, oh my word, did that person really say that?
Has anyone ever asked you then taking on going down that path to like maybe eat lasagna for like 2 hours? Because people will go there online.
Yeah, I've gotten a few good requests.
Okay. Any feet requests? Okay, it's fine. You don't have to tell me now. But yes, okay.
Hey, there's a Plan B career in feet requests. Okay, I've heard. Okay, I've heard.
I've also heard. Okay, your debut single, Attention. I mean, we absolutely love it. It was a huge hit.
Massive.
As Gray also said, it remained, 20 weeks on the top 40 on KFM? Insane. What is one word you'd use to describe the feeling after releasing it?
Ooh.
Pride. Oh, I love that.
I was waiting for you to say nervous
Yeah.
and to show the vulnerability, but you back yourself, and that is awesome. Absolutely awesome. South African music does have a lot of soul. We tell our stories with our music, undoubtedly. So how does your neighborhood, how does where you come from, Athlone, inspire or inform how you create music?
I think it's just, you know, I grew up in a church that was in Athlone, you know, and so I've always got that church community. And so when I do things, I always think of like the Sunday school children. I think of growing up, how I grew up, and I think that kind of shapes my ability to write.
I love
as an artist. Yeah.
I love that. Oh, man. Okay. If you, and I know we don't really want to play this game, but let's ask, if you were not a singer, what else would you be?
A teacher.
Okay, no, besides a teacher,
The problem is we always ask someone like they don't have a plan B, but you got your plan B sorted, and then you moved on to plan A, and then you are sorted. Is there anything else, now that you know you can literally do anything, is there something you'd like to push into in the creative space maybe, or something that people might not know about you?
I would love to act.
Oh,
Yeah, I would love to act. It's weird that I'm actually putting it out there.
But can I tell you something? We say it every day. You are sitting in the manifestation station. And now you've spoken it. I guarantee you, the next time we interview you, you will have had an acting role. Guaranteed. That's the way it works here.
Receive it.
It works like that.
Okay, so we know that Wade Jordan discovered your talent. Great guy on the scene as well with PJ Morton. What's the best piece of advice that he's maybe given you that you can impart with somebody else?
Be consistent. You know, be consistent and don't give up. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Consistency really is what will set you apart.
Very quickly, from viewer responses on TikTok, what's been the best comment you've ever received? What's made you feel the most amazing?
Your music and your singing has touched me.
Oh, man. Well, I can say completely. Your music, your singing has touched us today, and we need more. Please take us up to the sky. You can go off and take your spot at the center of the manifestation station. And we joke about it, but we have international artists coming here, speaking their truth, using the words, and the next time we speak to them, it becomes a reality. This is the space we play in South Africa at the moment. You're seeing what Tyler's doing on the tip of that spear, and others are following in her wake, and we are here for it, just like we are here for Carlithia right now.
This song is called Up to the Sky. It's my latest single, and this is for the dreamers.
We are worth something, we deserve something. Time will show us we belong. If it's worth something, it'll hurt sometimes, but that's how we know we belong. You can start today, do it any way you believe. We just wanna be where you are. Look up, it's not so far. We just wanna reach for the stars until you can no more. We just wanna be where you are. Look up, it's not so far. We just wanna reach for the stars until you can no more. Our hands up to the sky, we won't stop dreaming. Our hands up to the sky, don't stop believing. And all the doubts that you've ever had have brought you to this place. There's a world out there that we have to share. Yes, you can own your space. You can start today, do it any way you believe. We just wanna be where you are. Look up, it's not so far. We just wanna reach for the stars until you can no more. We just wanna be where you are. Look up, it's not so far. We just wanna reach for the stars until you can no more. Our hands up to the sky, we won't stop dreaming. Our hands up to the sky, don't stop believing. We just wanna be where you are. Look up, it's not so far. We just wanna reach for the stars until you can no more. We just wanna be where you are. Look up, it's not so far. We just wanna reach for the stars until you can no more. We just wanna be where you are. Look up, it's not so far. We just wanna reach for the stars until you can no more. We just wanna be where you are. Look up, it's not so far. We just wanna reach for the stars until you can no more. Our hands up to the sky. We won't stop dreaming. We won't stop dreaming. Yeah. Our hands up to the sky. Don't stop believing.
Yes, man!
Please, I gotta come in with 2 high fives. That was fantastic. Carlithia, please give us a bow while I'm in your presence. Yes! Up to the sky. We gotta reach for it. You said it's for the dreamers, and I hope whoever's watching right now, you will do exactly that, because the sky's not even the limit. The limit does not exist. We go far and beyond. Very excited to get into some more performances by Carlithia. Not only that, we've got some entertainment news coming your way, the latest and the greatest from our local and international stars. With me at the helm, can't wait to delve into that straight after this. Well done, Gailey. That was fantastic. Thank you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in as we savor the last moment we have with Mr. Jay Miller, our baking superstar. You've just made so much sense today that we thought we'd better keep you around because we're going to have a conversation and we need a bit of sense when it comes to what the stars have been getting up to. You know, this I love because none of us know what's going on and Carissa fills us in and it's always spicy. So I hope it's going to be great today.
Yes, it is. A bit of spice, bit of zest, bit of goodness for our Jay over here. Let's start off talking about Lyra.
Okay.
I know. That's the exact response.
Yes, girl.
That's what I was hoping for. So we know this weekend is the Cape Town International Jazz Fest, and Lyra is going to set to the stage on Saturday. I cannot wait. And we know that back in 2022, she suffered a stroke, unfortunately, that left her unable to do things, simple things like read, write, and of course sing,
She
which
had
is
to
a
learn
gift.
how to sing
From
again,
scratch.
guys.
From
You
scratch.
don't know.
And now just 3 years later, she's taken that brave decision to step on out there. It's not her first performance, but it's her first big performance because, as you know, international stream in to come and watch everybody perform. It is the International Jazz Fest for a reason.
Yeah, and you know what? I think Lyra's always been just such an advocate and such an amazing flag bearer for South Africa
For sure.
across the world.
She's got it, yeah.
And
She
I think,
understands, yeah.
And I think this journey has just proved that, you know, in the heart of all of us as South Africans is this incredible fire, you know, and I'm so glad that she's bounced back and I can't wait to see what she has in store for everyone.
I wish we need to actually get her on this couch through the process, and she'll obviously be down in the Cape for the international. But I mean, this is one of the biggest festivals in the world. International jazz artists choose to come here because of that platform. So to put herself out there on this stage with these people, it's brave. It is so courageous. We love you, girl. Good luck, Lyra.
Good luck. We
Break
know
a
you're
leg,
absolutely
babe.
going to kill it. She also said she's looking forward to seeing her fellow artists in the industry like Thandiswa Maswai, King Thas. She said she cannot wait. And me too. I'm going to attend everything and enjoy. I mean, look at that. Absolutely incredible. We love Thandiswa as well. So, yes, that's amazing. Congratulations to her. And then also, the congratulations have to continue. I don't know if you all remember or know or follow Lala Hirayama. I am a huge fan of her.
I had an official dance-off against Lala Hirayama.
I love that.
I have
City,
an
man.
official crush.
Yes.
I don't think you're alone, Jay. I don't think you're alone, kid.
Did you win?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
She didn't either, so it's all right. We kind of cancelled each other out.
Because she has a background in like dancing, movement, all of that. And
That's
of
what
course,
I said.
TV presenting. She stepped away rather from the limelight a couple of years ago, and she just really has been pouring into her mental wealth and her physical well-being and making sure that she's good. It's been so good to see her out there with her dogs and her horses, and it's the life that I absolutely love. But I'm saying congratulations because she is now engaged.
Wow.
She's joined the Fiancé Knowles Club. She is here. Her and her man announced with that beautiful picture. I mean, just look how serene she looks.
Oh, congrats.
Different version of Lala, and we love to see it. I love it when a good man brings that out in you, and that's what it's looking like. So good.
And she's cool, man. I remember when I touched down in LA, people knew I was South African by virtue of the fact that Lala had been there before.
Exactly.
And it started knocking down doors globally that I think few people realized that she was doing at the time. So she paved a path for all South African presenters to be able to break into that market. So kudos to her, man.
Absolutely. She set
Congrats.
that blueprint, and the rest of us are going, okay, we're going to do you proud, Lala. But she's absolutely fantastic. And I mean, we kind of hope that she'll make a comeback to the space soon. You never know. But for now, we wish her a beautiful journey as she embarks on becoming a wifey one day. All right, let's talk about Hailey Bieber. Here's an interesting one. She's actually come forward to say that she's been struggling with her health. So we know there's been a lot of drama, her and Justin Bieber on his own. But she's now said that, you know, actually as a businesswoman, as a socialite, she's been dealing with some struggles. She was quite vulnerable in saying that she's had cysts in her body. It isn't PCOS, it isn't endometriosis, but she's had one the size of, let me get this right, an apple. In her body. And she said it caused a lot of nausea. Eventually, you know, she dealt with that and got it removed. But I think it's so important that a powerful woman like herself comes forward and is honest about things like this, because a lot more women than you'd expect actually deal with this in private.
And well, in those elements, almost like 1 in 3, if you work on the algorithm when it comes to our medical discussions in the space, and it's just never spoken about at the same ratio, which means that there are probably 2 out of 3 women sitting uneducated about what's going on. So you need someone to, again, kick down that door. So kudos to her for doing
And
that.
also removing the taboo, the shame.
No, 100%. You know, coming from a brown family, whenever you have a partner and you go to a family event, it's the question's always, when are you getting married? When are you having kids?
Yes.
You know, and my sister's also spoken openly about her journey with endometriosis. You know, she's got a roadmap of scars on her body, and seeing what she went through, it was insane. You know, I don't think I would ever be able to go through that. So I think it's important to speak on these issues because it's a lot more prevalent than we think.
Absolutely.
I think because it's so raw, it's so difficult to go there. Yeah. So kudos.
Shout out Hailey Bieber. Thank you so much
best,
for
girl.
that one. And we wish her well on her journey. I feel like 2023 has really been, or 2025 rather, where am I?
2023 was cool. It was cool.
It was cool. 2025 might be better. It's been a great year for tying the knot, for getting engaged. Another woman that's recently come forward for saying I've tied the knot is Kristen Stewart. I don't know if you remember her from the Twilight saga, but she has now announced that she's married to Dylan Mayer. Newlyweds. Here the two of them are absolutely beautiful. Now, Mayer is a screenwriter and they've been dating for a couple of years now, since 2019, so pre-pandemic. They made it through lockdown and now they've said yes to each other. There's a little video on screen right now.
And I mean, there was a time during the Twilight peak where she must have been one of the most followed people on the planet. So I like the fact that she has some insulation around her to enjoy these moments. I like the video was shot over someone's shoulder through a tree just to get that moment.
Stunning.
Stunning, hey? Well, speaking about marriage, like I said, 2025 seems to be that year. Please, can we give the biggest round of applause for Anela Mdoda, who tied the knot in a secret ceremony recently. How incredible. Yes, Anele. It was a ceremony that just, I mean, as you can see, exuded so much love and tradition. And of course, the 947 host, known for her just enthusiasm, her humor, her greatness, her talents, her witty remarks. She got married to James, who's an Xhosa prince and renowned attorney from the Abatembu tribe. So the two
if
of
you're going
them
to do
look
it.
beautiful.
She, and
go for the
girl
prince.
is glowing.
Come
let
on.
me tell you, like
Come on.
I'm so happy for her. You know that she brings so much light and laughter and fun to people around her. I'm glad
completely.
that's coming her way too.
And she is a powerhouse. She will be the South African television industry for the next 20 years.
Absolutely.
She is steering that
She's
ship,
our
man.
Oprah.
Yeah.
She's our own Anele, but she's like our Oprah. She's incredible. And we love you, Anele, and congratulations to you and your man. That is such great news to end off on.
Well, I was hoping we could throw shade at someone. Nothing, not even a little bit of spice, just love and marriage and all joy. So let's continue on that trend. After the break, we're going to celebrate our big winner. We could not be prouder of the chefs and Tiff and the team that we have working behind our scenes, because we took a major culinary award for the Culinary Hotline, and we'll share your comments and our response to winning at the South African Restaurant Awards. It's massive. And then, of course, we're going to wrap up our culinary experience with Jay as well. It has been a magical journey and a few more steps to take after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and I've got a big smile on my face because big news, Mzansi, at the 2nd Annual South African Restaurant Awards. The spotlight was on culinary brilliance, and guess who brought the trophy home?
Yay, we were looking for the trophy there. We haven't lost it. It is our very own brilliant Expresso Culinary hotline team. They were crowned Best TV Cooking Show, and we are so proud and very proud to take our place amongst the industry's finest. I mean, the best chefs in the land, and albeit we do lean on them for the culinary hotline.
We do. And of course, the Expresso team was there to soak it all in. I saw Zanele, I saw Kyle.
Oh, she looked amazing.
So let's take a look at this unforgettable moment, and well done.
Oh yes, the big night has arrived. It's a night for us to demonstrate the exceptional excellence and vibrance of the South African cuisine. It's the 2nd Annual South African Restaurant Awards right here at Hotel Sky in Sandton. And hey, you better keep it locked as we are chatting to the nominees, the attendees and the winners. And of course, yours truly brings you the glitz, the glam and nothing else as to why the prestigious event is nothing more than a chef's kiss. And might I just add, your favorite feel-good breakfast show is nominated for Best Cooking Show for our famous Culinary hotline. So stay in your seats and keep fingers crossed as we hope to take this one home tonight. Oh my gosh, Moshe and Dickie, you started out in acting, you know, and I think you walked into TV presenting and now you're sitting on Ready, Steady, Cook. How does it feel to be nominated, like, for Best Cooking Show? I think also in lines of people like the Expresso show or other, you know, we're not going to mention. How does that feel?
I don't want to lie, it is unbelievable. Wow, nominated for Best Cooking Show, you know, but I feel like it's unbelievable, but also I get it because the work that goes into making that show, the set, the chefs themselves, you know. Now I'm just just a small fraction in the equation, but the chefs, the audience members, the crew, absolutely amazing. Essentially, you know what, I don't want to lie, it feels like playing for me when I'm on set. It literally feels like playing. So they've created that environment, and you can literally see by the product that is given on TV.
I feel like we're the underdogs, you know, being first to be nominated in across the board. So I think it's a truly an honor for South Africans across the board, being us, you know, the best Japanese restaurant in Sandton. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to the event. Yeah.
Did I not tell you I'm bringing the glitz and the glam and also the prestigious event of incredible women that have won and really taken a place, I think, in the food industry? How are you guys feeling?
Excited. This is going to be first red carpet, so I'm really happy about that. And first awards show, and it's such an honor for MasterChef to be awarded Best Cooking Show or nominated for that. Hopefully we're awarded. And yeah, it's going to be such an incredible night.
I'm nominated, so I'm hoping that I don't think we'll win. We're up against some really heavy hitters, and it's just an honor to be considered among them. But I'm hoping that I get to meet more people that are in this industry, that we can build together, that we can learn from each other, and I'm assuming the food here is going to be good. It'd be weird if it wasn't. It would be really weird if it wasn't.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens of the culinary scene, and welcome to the 2nd Annual South Africa Restaurant Awards.
Best restaurant in the Western Cape goes to Salsify at the Roundhouse. How are you feeling, man? This is absolutely an incredible win.
Excited, I don't want to lie. Very excited. So this is the 3rd time winning in the past 2 weeks. So I don't know. Thank you, I must say, to the whole of South Africa for recognizing us. Yeah, that's the truth about it.
What do you think this means for the team?
It's, I think, our 2nd year in a row now, and you know they live up to it. You know, we all share a common goal, and you know if we can help push that on a day-to-day basis, and it's a team, you know, from the chefs to the kitchens to the cleaners to the waiters, the bar, the hostesses, you know, everybody involved brings it together. You know, with not one single person missing it, you're in trouble, you know. So we push the boundaries. You know, we want to stay alive, we want to be relevant, we want to appeal to everybody, we want to be there every day, we want everybody to have fun. So yeah, I think that's where we get our kick.
You don't understand what it means to me. We've been working very hard with the team, day in, day out, training, understanding the concept of service, changing the mindset. It has got nothing to do with color. It has got everything to do with service. Making sure you give excellent service, you create an experience for your clients. That's what we're all about.
It's such a shock. Number one, I think anybody that knows Flames knows the amazing views. We have the best panoramic views, the best food, the best steaks, and now we've just nabbed the local best restaurant general manager. He's literally been with us for a couple of months, and he's done a phenomenal job.
It's very amazing, to be honest. Something that I didn't expect. When you cook, you just cook because you want to make the other person very happy. But not knowing that you're going to win an award, this is amazing for me, actually.
Best TV cooking show, none other than MasterChef on S3. I mean, you know it, we know it best. Our winners of MasterChef first and second prize, how does this feel? I mean, you guys walked in here tonight looking absolutely gorgeous and then walked out with an award.
It's incredible. I did not expect it, but well done to everyone involved, especially our sponsors. Thank you to SABC3 that made it possible. We really wouldn't have been able to do it without them.
Oh my God, we did it! Baby,
oh my goodness.
I mean, I don't even know how to start this interview.
I can tell you I almost burnt down the kitchen the one time. Thank you for keeping me around, bosses. It was worth it, okay?
I want to say the same thing, to never put me in the kitchen ever again. However, this makes it worth it, okay? Oh, my baby, how did it feel accepting that award?
Oh man, listen, with us celebrating 15 years this year, I feel like this is just testament to all of the work that has happened over the last couple of years with Expresso. I feel like this is just a huge shout out to all of the chefs that have come on, to all of the people that have been our amazing guests that have also tried to cook, even if they were just Springboks, but they still went into the kitchen and they tried to be those chefs as well. And even just, I think the whole Expresso family, from everyone who wakes up at 2:30 a.m. to make sure that the sound is right, to make sure that the lighting's right. I think that this is just a testament of the hard work that's been happening for a very long time.
And that's a wrap on the second annual South African Restaurant Awards. We celebrated the chefs, the culinary experiences, and the vibrant culture of South African cuisine. And congratulations to all the nominees and the winners. We'll see you guys again next year.
Can we get another resounding round of applause for our amazing culinary team, Tiffany, Spare, Oki, we love you guys so much. Thank you for putting in so much effort to make us look like we are competent in the kitchen. And we really do try to honor what they do in the best way possible. But it also means we can dip into our childhood memories, come up with an amazing idea, put it to them, and then they bring us a recipe. And this recipe is very close to my heart, one of my absolute favorites and something that took me a long time to get right. It's a true taste of home and the braai. We are diving into something sticky, something saucy, and something oh so satisfying. It's a Mrs. Ball's chutney-basted pork rib. No, it's not just one rib, it's a whole rack of ribs. And if you grew up in South Africa, you already know that Mrs. Ball's isn't just a chutney, it's a legacy. And when you pair that legendary flavor with the fall-off-the-bone ribs, you've got a braai classic worthy of any long weekend, family gathering, or breakfast.
Yes, why not?
We are allowed. So I'm going to put you on the rubbing duty so you can
away.
Get your aggression out as you need to, get tactile. So we have got some paprika, and I like the smoky vibe, 100% for this. We've got some powdered ground cumin, which, I mean, not cumin, coriander, which doesn't have that same, I'm not even going to say what I think coriander tastes like, but it does add a depth and earthiness, which is great. Then we've got our garlic powder, which is our secret ingredient in this kitchen.
Put both sides?
Yeah, you can, but I mean, you can rub it all around. You're going to get stuck in. You and these ribs are going to be very, very well acquainted. Then we've got some salt and pepper and a little bit of oil just to help coat and get the flavor around. We've got a pan heating up nicely, which we'll sear that off once you're done with your rubbing, and I'm going to create the basting. And it's really simple, and I came to this recipe literally looking in my cupboard and what I had and how I could combine them. So we're going to start with a little bit of tomato sauce, which also has a nice sugar content of its own.
So that's great.
A bit of Worcester sauce, or Worcestershire sauce. A bit of soy sauce, which is how I umami all of my recipes. If I'm making a spaghetti bolognese, whatever I'm doing, I will always use a little bit of soy. I love the saltiness of it. There's just something beautiful about that flavor profile. Some smoked, again, chili flakes for a bit of the heat, without being too intense. You are getting in there, girl. Well done.
My ratio was off and now there's nothing on
It's
the
okay,
back.
you can transfer. A little bit of Dijon mustard for the funkiness. Great flavor enhancer there. A little bit of brown sugar. And porks love the sugary. They love the char.
apple with it is
Oh, for
great.
sure. The sweetness just goes so well. So don't be shy of that. It's all coming together beautifully. I'm going to obviously put it in our most important ingredient in a moment. But again, building the funkiness of that flavor, a bit of garlic. And I love it fresh because I think you get, you get
very
the
pungent
absolute.
fresh in the
Okay,
best
that's
way.
enough for now. You get maximum value out of the oils, I think, in that garlic. Oh, and it smells beautiful and funky. And then this is where
Our
the magic happens. And to be
hero.
quite honest, you could do this just with Mrs. Balls. Honestly, you could. You could base just with Mrs. Balls and it'd be fine. But this, we want a bit more volume.
Yes, it's a great marinade, and Mrs. Ball's chutney is the perfect addition to any kitchen, offering a versatile base for marinades, like we're mentioning, glazes and dressings. It is rich and fruity and made with real peaches, in fact. Pairs beautifully with things like meats and cheese and platters, with both of those included, like a charcuterie board, and even enhances the depth of stews. So whether you're cooking or just snacking, this chutney brings a deliciously authentic touch to every single dish.
I had a moment with Keenan Surf yesterday where we made the most amazing, and I can't wait for you to see it. He's a comedian, absolutely brilliant. But he was talking about his love of, and he used to, Omar introduced him to having just Mrs. Balls on bread.
Oh.
It is that good that it can be its own savory jam,
That's
just all on its
amazing.
own. It is so delicious.
On some toast, I can imagine that to be incredible.
You've done an amazing job here. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
We are now going to sear this off. And yes, you are right. The pan is smaller than the rack of ribs, but it's okay. We can move it around. And that's why we bride. That's why we go outside where we
this
can have
makes
giant grills.
And pork doesn't take as long as like a beef rib would, right?
Well, here's the thing. We're going fast and then we're going slow, okay? And that's the vibe here is you want to sear it off. You can even get it blackened, and that's what I like about the braai, especially. Then we're going to let it cook slowly at a low temperature in the oven. We can even wrap it in some foil, let the basting do its job. And then I love to finish it off in that final phase, just literally a few seconds on the braai to char off the sugars in there, and because you've got to have that smokiness, a bit of char, and then the sweetness, kind of bringing it all
Braai
together.
master.
Hey man, we learn from the best, and I've got to say, Jay today has been absolutely amazing.
I loved it.
So, can you eat ribs with cutlery? Do you eat them with your hands?
No,
Surely not,
what?
eh?
Cutlery. These are your cutlery.
you around.
You've got to go in with your hands and your mouth, and it has to get all over your face. Like, it's a fully involved moment with you and your ribs.
I want to know, are you, because I was the guy who could put chutney. In fact, chutney introduced me to foods that I never used to eat before.
Okay.
Who's the person in your family, the chutney person that puts it on everything?
Probably my dad. I think he's got the most daring appetite and palate, and so I feel like he would do everything. Like, he would have cheese and peanut butter together. So I imagine that he would try chutney on and in everything. He's also very good in the kitchen. So he's a bit of a culinary genius, actually.
You see, now you know. Now I see where you get it
slowly
from.
but
I'm
surely.
beginning to understand.
Pops, I hope I'm making
that's
you
coming
proud.
Along beautifully. And you want that fall off the bone
You
with the
do.
rib. So treat it with care. Take some time. And there is a huge amount of enjoyment in cooking something slowly and then finishing it off on the braai.
Yeah.
It's just a magical journey for a chef, or I say the term loosely, for the chef on the day. Let's maybe say it
For
like
the
that.
home cook.
Okay, I think that's enough of a char for now.
Beautiful.
So I'm actually going to pour just a little bit of this basting in here, just so we've got a little base.
And that basting looks so good, Gray.
It
What a great combo. Let me
really,
spread it
really
around for
does.
you.
Thank you. So that,
Oh, that smells amazing.
okay. Then can you bring the tray over here? And we're going to flip this gorgeous rack of ribs. Just watch that there's no burnt oil. Oh, beautiful.
And is the point to
spices
now
all-
base your sauce on here
Yeah,
now?
get the sauce all up in
yum.
there, my friend. Okay, just watch. It's very hot. And bearing in mind, it's hot and it's got sugar in it, which is an incredibly bad burn. So just treat it with care, be very, very careful. I mean, you can go at because you're going at such a low heat, if you're going to constantly keep basting it, I think you don't have to put foil around it. But for me, it's worked best when you create that little foil pocket and you just let the funkiness and all the juices, everything just react with each other and have a whole lot of fun. It's a party.
Yeah.
It really is.
Party in my mouth right now. I'm just wanting to have a bite.
I did my last rack of ribs, which was a similar sort of size at 130 degrees, quite low. And you could probably even go lower, to be honest, but that's what worked for me. And I did it over 3 hours.
Wow.
Just very low and slow. Just keep checking it. But it's one of those that you can kind of give a whole lot of love. So I'm going to pop this in the oven now because we've got a lot of hungry people around us.
I feel like if the ribs were small enough, you could make this in the air fryer, because that's something that I would do. It'll be quick and
If
easy.
you have,
to
I want to
pop in
see it.
there.
That poor little air fryer for 3 hours.
It's working its magic.
Absolutely beautiful. Are we going to have a...
I mean, if you are, I am.
I'm in there. I'm in there, girl.
Okay, I'm going to bring it over.
My fast
it's gone.
ended with a sister cake at about 7:30 this
These
morning.
are like dino ribs. They're
I
huge.
know.
Look at that.
This one just called my name.
It did. Cheers.
Ching,
You got the
ching.
big daddy. Okay.
Oh, yummy. Where do I start? And it's unctuousness.
That's it. Show done.
Is this now a romantic dinner kind of food? Because
With
you might
somebody
think
you
not.
know.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might think not, but this could turn into something quite spectacular. There just won't be much conversation. You're going to just be staring at each other, wiping your face the whole time, and
I
that's
love
what
it.
you want when you eat ribs. So
Yum.
if you want this recipe, if you want to have a little bit of fun, head over to expressoshow.com. That's where you can find all of the culinary inspiration from today. Oh, I'm liking a bit of heat that's coming through
exactly
there as well.
what I was going to say. A bit of a kick, a bit of heat in there too. I love it. Serve it with some sweet potato chips and you are so good to go. These Mrs. Ball's chutney-basted ribs are exactly the goodness that we thought they were going to be. And if Mrs. Ball's is already a staple in your kitchen, please bring a little bit of extra to the table. Get creative with your favorite holiday dish that reminds you of home, and you could win your share of 40,000 Rand this festive season. So please go ahead and tell us exactly that, and here's how to enter. I got distracted.
So I'm just
Eat some
eating
more
that.
ribs.
Bring flavor to the table with Mrs. Ball's this holiday season. Show us how you use Mrs. Ball's chutney in your holiday meals, and you could win a share of 40,000 Rand. It's easy. Just comment on the competition post with your dish on Facebook and X. On Instagram, share your creation to your feed and tag us both. Don't forget to use the hashtags Mrs. Balls and bring your flavor to the table. So grab your favorite Mrs. Balls chutney, get creative in the kitchen, and let's bring the flavor to the table. It's my feel-good breakfast
As we wipe the rib marinade off our faces, you could be eating ribs every day with 48 million rand in your bank account. That is the estimated Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 jackpots. Today, they could turn your dreams into a reality this Wednesday, so please don't get left behind. Play your Lotto for 22 million, Lotto Plus 1 for 14, and then your Lotto Plus 2 has an estimated 12 million rand. Wow.
That's nice.
It's
Just
big.
give me the 12. That's all you need to do. All right, if you want your hands on some money, buy your tickets now in store. I'm pretty sure they're open. There's the website nationallottery.co.za. There's the mobile app, cell phone banking, and on your phone you could also just simply dial *120 *7529#, and that's for USSD.
And if you've got an attention span like mine, you can head over to the Expresso social pages to look at all of those options again. But just please make sure you put yourself in the running to win big. Play your Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 for that 48 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. Play now. Panda, push a play, in fact, and good luck.
Beautiful. Right now, we're going to press play on our beautiful performer. Yes, she is still here. In fact, I think she deserves some ribs and some Cook Sister cake, all of the above, as she takes on one of my favorite songs. It is Beyonce with Listen. Here is Carlithia.
So the song that I'm going to be doing, thank you so much, is called Listen by Beyonce. I just want to say thank you to Expresso family for having me, and thank you so much, South Africa, for tuning in.
You must come back!
Listen to the song here in my heart, a melody I start, but I can't complete. Listen to the song here in my soul. It's only beginning to find relief. Oh, the time has come for my dream to be heard. They will not be pushed aside or turned into your own, or 'cause you won't listen. There is someone here inside, someone I thought had died so long ago. I'm screaming out for my dream to be heard. They will not be pushed aside or turned into your own, all 'cause you won't listen.
Another feel-good production.